Let me tell a tale of a world where heroes walk among us, fighting through the darkness left by monsters and by selfish men. A tale of glory rent asunder, sacrifice and battles lost. Our heroes know not what awaits them, and still they carry on. All right, hello everybody, and welcome to Ages of Ainor, friends. I'm your humble level 20 dungeon master, Pixel, and I am extremely excited to present to you today our first ever level 20 one-shot. I have invited a crew of folks that are some of our regulars in the D&D cast here, some folks from the AOA community, folks we have streamed with before, and we are very excited to present this adventure, guys. We will be playing Invasion from the planet of Tarrasques, which, if you guys know anything about D&D monsters and D&D lore, you know that our level 20 adventurers are in for a real wild night tonight. And so I'm super excited for that. This adventure is by James Introcaso, who is the former editor of Arcadia, although I believe this precedes his time editing for that publication, and a freelance D&D creator, one of the best out there, and came highly recommended to me from several of the D&D communities that I participate in. So that is very, very fun. If you like this adventure and want to try to kill all of your players at level 20, you can buy this on the DM's Guild. So I will probably put that link on like Twitter and Discord at some point, and then the YouTube doobly-doo when this goes up on YouTube. I did not think to grab it now, and I'm not going to stop and do that now. But before we get into the bloodbath, the feeding frenzy that's likely to take place here, we are going to go through our usual shenanigans. So first things first, folks in chat, please try to remember when we move on to map screens that you're seeing the DM perspective, and you may see things on the screen that the players don't see and don't know about, although that actually won't be a huge problem for this adventure. So try not to spoil anything in chat if you happen to catch a glimpse of my notes or the monster stat block or anything like that, if it's something that our players wouldn't be able to see, because we don't want to spoil any surprises, although, like I said, they may have some inkling of what they're in store for tonight, and it will not save them. Secondly, try to remember that D&D is a complex game with a lot of rules, and guys, tonight there's going to be a lot of rules. Level 20 D&D is no joke. So we've got inspiration for Lord Yeet from Hampamage. Anyway, level 20 D&D is no joke. There's going to be a lot of questions about what all these abilities do, and these are abilities that, frankly, our crew have not seen before. I have not seen before. None of us have played level 20 characters, and we have not played these characters from level 1 to level 20, meaning a lot of this is really new to us. So please be aware and gracious with us as we grapple with that knowledge in this situation. Thirdly, we want to keep this space as open and welcoming a place as we can to the extent that that is possible on the internet, so please do try to keep that internet toxicity to a minimum. So we will not be putting up with anyone being abusive or hateful in chat, anything like that, whether that's to other viewers, whether that's to players on stream regarding character choices, knowledge of the game, or the rules, anything else about them as people. Never been a problem here, but I do just want to be upfront with the kind of dynamic that we try to have here. And then a reminder that next week we will have Curse of Strahd back in action, and then the following week we will have Bonus Mom's one-shot adventure. We did that community challenge back a month or so ago. We have finally gotten all of those players together. We're very excited. We are releasing sort of podcast interviews with all of our players for that. Thanks for that hype train, everybody. You guys are amazing. We are, what am I up to 35 now? Good God. Oh, hang on. Okay, anyway, so that will be happening on the 23rd. Bonus Mom's Adventure will be happening on the 23rd. That is extremely exciting. She will be DMing. I will be helping with the tech and the Roll20 stuff, and we are super pumped for that. As always, this will go up on YouTube and as a podcast following the show. Basically, the way that's going to work now, guys, we do have a Patreon that we have put up for Bonus Mom. And so people who subscribe to the Patreon will get early access to the VODs of this as well as the podcast version of the show. So that should go up usually Sunday at noon for those guys, and then about 3 days later for everybody else the following Wednesday. Hopefully that'll be the best of both worlds. If you want to support financially, you'll get access to the early stuff. But if you don't want to or can't or whatever, you still get access to the show in plenty of time. You'll have a week and a half between each episode of whatever campaign to get back caught up. Although with this being a one-shot, it's not really relevant to any given campaign. So that is all the major stuff that I had, I believe. But also, guys, with regards to the podcast, please do go check that out. Please leave us a review. All those sorts of things. That helps us out tremendously in terms of getting some traction with that. And then do be aware we will be having additional bonus content that's coming up. We think this is like not set in stone. We think we may be doing like a reader's theater of maybe Dracula or Frankenstein for like spooky October stuff. We got things in the works. We're trying to provide some cool content for you guys. So all of that having been said,
Jacob, the honk mother has given you inspiration.
Praise to the honk mother.
Praise to the honk mother. All of that having been said, we are super excited to go ahead and get started tonight. We are not going to do our usual character introductions. We will do our player introductions. So players, please, we're going to go around as usual. Introduce yourselves. Let them know who you are, where they can find you on the internet, if in fact you can be found on the internet, although many of you cannot, other than here. But be that as it may, please don't tell us who your character is. We will do some character introductions when we actually get started. So to kick us off, Vincent Page.
Hello, y'all. I am Vincent Page, and you can find me right here on Twitch. I made the full swap to streaming here since the last time I think we streamed the Curse of Strahd game. Yeah, that's about all I got. I'm very nervous.
Huzzah. Beast.
What's up, y'all? I'm Beast. If you've been on the AOA streams, you might have seen me. If you haven't, I'm so sorry about your poor eyesight. There are ways to fix that. I'm glad you're here.
Huzzah. Jacob.
Hi, everybody. It's Jacob reporting live from my solar panel farm. I'm here to get my ass kicked by Pixel. And I'm so excited to be here. You've seen me before, probably, if you've watched this channel before.
Huzzah. And last but certainly not least, Daniel.
Hey, I'm Daniel. I'm pretty much here to try and German suplex a Tarrasques. We'll see how that goes. Also, let's get in the chat. Whose team's everybody on? Team Glorp or Team Pixel?
Oh, excellent. And of course, as always, I am your humble level 20 dungeon master here at Ages of Ainor. My name is Pixel. You can find me here on the Ages of Ainor streams, where I am the DM for this one-shot, as well as the 2 different campaigns that we currently have going on. Next Friday, we'll have Curse of Strahd. Following that, as I said before, we'll have Bonus Mom's Adventure. And then starting in October, we will be beginning the next iteration of our Siege of Castle Rend campaign. So we just finished up Siege of Castle Rend. There's a follow-up adventure by the same company that called the Region of Bedegar. So we will be jumping into that adventure with mostly the same cast, mostly the same characters. We've had a few folks swap in and out, so that should be extremely exciting, and I am very pumped. We'll be also sort of incorporating the rule sets from the 2 supplements to 5th edition by the MCDM company, which are Strongholds and Followers, which we did some of last adventure, but we'll do more of in the following adventure, as well as the Region of Bedegar, which will involve a lot of organizational level stuff, intrigue, and even more warfare. So that is all very, very fun, and I am excited to be sort of debuting those rules to you guys. And then I also can be found here on Twitch at twitch.tv/hammerandpixel, where I do game streaming and stuff like that, and also talk about philosophy and politics and economics and all sorts of other stuff. And so that is a very fun time. I have been playing New World. Who knows what we'll get into in the future. So many fun things. Also, I do some like coding and things like that. Anyway, enough out of me. And without further ado, friends, Waterdeep, the city of splendors, the shining jewel of the Sword Coast, a vast metropolis full of the kaleidoscopic menagerie of life, merchants, nobles, beggars, thugs, adventurers, tradesfolk, and more hustle and bustle their way through the narrow streets. The smell of the sea is in the air, and the trees on Mount Waterdeep have already begun to bloom, beautiful spring buds and flowers, as they have as well in the City of the Dead, the massive graveyard on the east side of the city just south of the North Ward. And of course, it's even farther to the southwest of there that we begin our tale. From the stately manors of the North Ward, past the raucous marketplaces of the Trades Ward, we reach the Dock Ward. The buildings of the Dock Ward are as unsightly, smelly, and run down as the homes of the North Ward are well kept and pleasant to look at. Here, the press of life is condensed in on itself. The air is sour, and the passers-by shuffle hurriedly from place to place, eyes shifting constantly to take in their surroundings. It is evening. The sun has begun to set out over the water of Waterdeep's bay. As we watch the press of the crowd moving, folk coming from having just gotten off of work on the docks, headed into town, whether they're headed to their homes or to the various taverns and other establishments of entertainment and carousal, our focus is drawn to a very particular building. A stone building with a slate roof. An inn and tavern of sorts, offering guest rooms on the 3 upper floors. As we swing in the front door, we see well-worn boards covering the floor. But the main impression is one of comfort. Rich blue tapestries decorate the wood-paneled walls of the common room, which consists of a bar and many tables of stout wood. As we passed under the doorway, the sign hanging on chains from a black iron pole reads simply, "The Yawning Portal." Inside the Yawning Portal is an absolute just blast of color and noise. This is a busy evening, and many different sort of adventurers frequent this establishment. You have all different kinds of people here. There are elves and men and dwarves. There are drow elves lurking in the shadows. There are spacefaring Githyanki who have crawled out of the Yawning Portal itself. Speaking of the Yawning Portal itself, of course, a rather strange feature of this establishment is in the center of the room, an approximately 40-foot by 40-foot hole, a giant well, over which hangs a metal and wooden beam stretching out over this yawning abyss as adventurers from time to time are slowly lowered down to attempt the dungeon below. And as we look around the room this evening, I would like us to sort of zoom in on some of our characters. So, I think what I would like to do maybe is have you all roll initiative. This is not a combat, but I just want to kind of see who we're going to sort of look in on first. And you guys can tell me why it is that you're in Waterdeep. Who's rolling? Oh, also, guys, don't forget to roll your starting wealth.
How do you roll a 13.42?
I'm trying to figure that out myself.
I know how you did it. There's a setting on one part of your sheet that adds your dex mod to tiebreakers or something. And it may have gotten accidentally clicked for you somehow.
No, it's unchecked. Maybe I should check it. Maybe I should see if it.
That is weird. 2.14.
Maybe we just call that an even 2, if that's all right.
Yeah, I think that's fine. It's extremely weird. Yeah. Anyway, regardless, we are going to start, of course, with the being of the hour, our illustrious leader, I presume, Jacob. Would you please describe your character and what it is that you are doing this evening in the Yawning Portal?
We pan carefully through the Yawning Portal, a variety of brave and wondrous heroes, and sitting at one of these tables full of adventurers is a hefty orc man holding a small glass that we can't see inside. The orc turns his head, looks to his companions, and says, "Oi, something's wrong with my drink." And then from the wine glass spurts a gelatinous humanoid figure soaked in wine, glistening. Their inner body, you see, moves through them as they are a humanoid ooze. They do a handstand, and then their hands become their feet. Their head moves through their body, up through the bottom, and pretty much totally inverts. And from the non-existent mouth of this being, an air bubble forms, and then and everyone in the tavern understands that Glorp just said thank you for the drink. Glorp is in Waterdeep seeking the answer to the ultimate question. What is the purpose of material life? Waterdeep is one of the greatest population centers in the Forgotten Realms, and as Glorp has explored the planescape, this seems to be the place where that answer may be fulfilled.
And as you have popped out of the glass, the half-orc looks at you and says, "Gods damn. I seen a lot of shit, but that was fucking weird." Yeah,
Glorp walks away.
Hell yeah, brother. Okay, so Glorp walks away. Glorp, where do you go? What do you do?
I think Glorp finds a nice, cozy spot somewhere in the bar that is kind of unattended, maybe an empty table.
Okay.
And finds like an empty shot glass and just confines itself to the shot glass. Looking for a place to rest and meditate.
Okay, well, that is the arrival of Glorp, who has set themselves up in a random shot glass. I think we are next going to visit Beast, if you would please describe your character.
Well, now, there's a soft, gentle rain on the horizon as Farfurbuck Sticky Splits rolls into town. Now, Farfurbuck Sticky Splits is not your average halfling weatherman who is also famous, incredibly rich, and also his grandfather fornicated with a silver dragon, which is why he also doesn't look like a typical halfling, because he's got silver scales and weird lizard features. But Farfurbuck Sticky Splits happens to be a famous weatherman, having inherited oracular visions from his silver dragon bloodline. He could tell the future in limited bursts, you see. "Oh, I feel a cold front coming on. You're going to have a good harvest this year. I think it might rain this afternoon." And suddenly the money came flooding in, and he took that time to educate himself on all things wizardry and sorcery. And he finds himself now in Waterdeep amongst the thriving masses of folk that wouldn't look sideways at a little halfling dragon man who also happens to be famous and incredibly wealthy.
Excellent. And what is Farfurbuck doing in the Yawning Portal tonight?
Why, Farfurbuck is doing what any good weatherman would do, and he is currently examining the innards of a sheep displayed on the common table among all the guests so that they can, get in on the fun of it. It's always great to meet a fan. So you see the hole here, we can tell means that in the coming winter months, there will be a storm so freakish that it will seem like summer for just a day. And I think that's a mighty fine thing, don't you?
As you are examining the sheep's innards, one of the waitresses of the yawning portal approaches. And she looks down at you. This is a simple lass, red hair, green dress, looks down at the situation on the table and says, "Darling, now I wanted to tell you how to enjoy your evening, but could you please put the sheep away before Durnan does shit a brick?"
Well, all due respect to the proprietor, the publican of this fine place. Yes, lass, of course. And he snaps his fingers, and a dewy glow of bubbling iridescent magic falls onto the table, dissolving the entire table and the sheep's innard.
She calls out to the bar, "Durnan, we need another table over here at 5A. Durnan says, "Oh, God damn it, not again." And he sort of like snaps his fingers, and one of the other servers sort of makes their way into the back to retrieve one of their backup tables, because this is the yawning portal. Tables get fucking smashed and disintegrated and caught on fire and teleported to other dimensions here all the fucking time. So, yeah.
Around on Farpulbuck sticky splits.
And the bar erupts into cheers. Farpulbuck, a round of drinks for everyone here. There are probably 150 people in this bar right now, because it's like there's a big floor. There's probably 70 people on this floor, and then there's like 2 levels of upper balconies sort of overlooking the central area. So a round of drinks here is going to cost you 300 copper, so it's not bad. I mean, you're fucking loaded. You're a rich weatherman. So 300 copper, it's about like 3 gold pieces for like the cheap shit. Now, if you want to get like good stuff, it's going to be more.
Farpulbuck does not allow the noblest of liquids to pass by only his lips. He requires what he drinks for everyone.
Okay. I'm going to say if you're getting the top shelf stuff, that's going to be
Dragon
a pretty big
Piss
markup.
champagne for everyone.
Yeah, that's like 500 gold right there.
Done. Card the bank.
Level 20. Level 20. All right, Farpulbuck. So the place erupts into cheers. The finest drinks that Durnan has on hand are being distributed. There's like champagne corks popping off. Drinks are landing all over the floor. You see Bonnie, the barmaid, just sort of like looking sad at the fact that she's going to have to clean all that up later. But nevertheless, among the patrons, the mood is extremely pleased with this development. And that is going to bring us to Vincent Page. Would you please describe your character? What are you doing in the Yawning Portal this evening?
So I am playing Weiss, who is a Firbolg cleric. And I would say that Weiss is in the Yawning Portal this evening, kind of sitting back, enjoying the show that as always seems to follow characters like Farpul, and I have already forgotten your name, Jacob. I'm so sorry.
Glorp.
I should Glorp in time. Jesus Christ, I'm an idiot. Okay, yeah, I got it. Glorp, having adventured with them previously, also likes to hang out at the Yawning Portal, knowing that there's bound to be some injury or mishap happen, and serving the deity, who is, I've looked this up. I had that much prepared. Hold on a minute. Serving the deity of Grand Peaks Masher. Always looking to help people in need.
Very good. And so what you are sort of just observing everything in the bar. Where are you located? Are you sitting near Farpulbuck or Glope, or are you just off on your own? There's plenty of places to be, but
I would say that Weiss is sitting at the bar for sure.
okay, Weiss is sitting
Just
at the bar. So you're sitting at the bar, and Durnan sort of slides over and says, "Hey, big fella, what can I get you?"
Oh, I'm just waiting on my round from Farple.
Oh,
That's what I'll be having for
right.
sure.
Yeah, hey, Farple, I got a prediction for you. Looks like you're already making it rain, and then Durnan grabs one of the bottles and like smashes it, and sort of whoosh, the champagne starts to blast. He grabs a tankard and just sort of like pours the bubbling liquid into the tankard and slaps it down in front of Weiss, and then goes on about his business.
Weiss is gonna hold his tankard up in the air in the direction of Farple in appreciation for the drink.
Excellent. And finally, of course, Daniel, would you please describe your character and what they are doing in this bar tonight?
So, Krastar is a Gissarai, but he hardly ever takes his helmet off. He's this huge 8'4", decked in plate armor, and his origin was that he used to be an evil overlord upon his own plane, but due to unfortunate circumstances and a loss in a divorce, he has lost his evil empire and even the right to exist in his own home plane. So he was exiled to this one, and he's been a good guy ever since.
Yeah, so for the first time since, maybe for the first time back since you crawled out of the Yawning Portal a long time ago, I think perhaps you came in via the Astral Dock, which is on one of the levels of Undermountain, which is the dungeon that sits beneath the Yawning Portal itself and underneath Waterdeep, which has this location, like I said, called the Astral Dock, which is actually run by the Gith. And their astral ships sort of come in, and they do planar travel on the Sea of Stars from that very location. And I believe that must be how you've come into the city. But you've been on the plane for a long time, and for nostalgia's sake, maybe have returned to the Yawning Portal whence you arrived. So what is Kraz doing in the Yawning Portal tonight?
He probably, as he enters the Yawning Portal, he probably has to get extremely low and fit through the door. And as he stands, he's looking around. And he's not quite for sure what's going on, so he's going to walk over by a table with a single shot glass on it.
Okay. Yeah, you walk up to a table that seems pretty empty with a single shot glass on it.
And he's going to sit down. And he's going to look at the shot glass.
Shot bubbles gently.
In the background of this scene, incidentally, you see there is a bard who is playing at the Yawning Portal tonight. There is a true master of the fiddle. There's a human man with sort of like semi-tousled, blondish, brownish hair, and a sort of tattered coat. He sort of has this air of almost intentional dishevelment to him, and he is playing this rousing tune, which has been taken up by several of the other bards in the room who are accompanying on his fiddle. And at this point, he is standing on top of the arm that hangs over the Yawning Portal, doing a little dance and fiddling like a madman. Of course, you are hearing the lovely, lively sounds of one Ozymandias Buckshank, who is in the tavern tonight having quite the time. And this is, of course, the real Ozymandias Buckshank. The real Ozymandias Buckshank has stood up, in fact, on top of the arm hanging over the Yawning Portal. So, and that is sort of the backdrop of the burbling shot glass and Kraz. And so go ahead. Sorry.
Yeah, the shot glass glorps at Kraz. Like, hey.
You ever read a book?
No.
They're pretty interesting. You should try one.
Don't need it.
Why
Reached
not?
Nirvana.
Nirvana, what's that?
It's pretty dope. You should try it.
I may. Explain it to me.
Well, it's a feeling you get, and I think from there we pan away.
Yeah.
I think at that moment, actually, Farklebuck is making the rounds. He comes up to the table. Gentlemen, large and small, whatever you come as, whatever you please. We're doing keg stands. Will you join me?
Glorp slowly ascends from the shot glass in a pillar of slime before the arms extend out and then the legs stand out. To clarify, Glorp is a plasmoid. I didn't say what Glorp was, but Glorp is a plasmoid, which is an ooze person. Take a gelatinous cube and cut a person out of it, and that's what you get. And then forms the arms, and then the legs pop out, and then the remainder of the Glorp in the shot glass actually kind of breaks off and stays in the glass. That'll come back later.
You can leave the glass there, little master. I believe we could find many more behind the bar for you.
Glorp nods.
Well, come on, join the party. I'm sure there's plenty of libation to go around and plenty of gold to be spent on it. And Farklebuck would like to lead them to the bar.
Crastar follows.
Okay.
And yeah, he will come up behind Wheeze. Oh, now, big fella, what have you done ordering? Would you mind just shouting out on Farklebuck's tab? We're doing keg stands, you see.
It seems I'll be carrying someone home tonight.
Well, a tensor's floating disk will do, but I wouldn't mind your strong, fluffy arms, fair friend. And if I could make your acquaintance, Farklebuck Sticky Splits, but of course you already knew that.
I think it was previously stated that we had adventured before, or is that not?
Yeah, so
Curious.
yeah, I think
Okay.
you guys have done. I don't know if you've had an extensive adventuring career together, but I think you have adventured at least once together before. Probably
you were the
many
one.
levels ago. But
It was
yes.
you with the Afriti, was it? Now I remember. Maku, the Undying Flame. Real saucy chap. Somewhere out in the desert. Well, he's a big old pillar of sand now, isn't he? Well, it's great to see you again, friend. Wait, look at all of us. Look at us. It's just a jolly good time here at the Yawning Portal.
Glorp encapsulates an entire keg with their body. And it slowly begins to dissolve inside.
Chug.
Hey, no, you gotta pay for that.
Put it on the tab there, Dernan.
And as you say, put it on the tab there, Dernan, you hear a commotion in the bar that does not actually sound like people doing keg stands on Farklebuck's dime. It sounds like people... Now, here's the thing. The Yawning Portal... There's a lot of weird fucking people in the Yawning Portal all the time, okay? And you guys are some of the weirdest. However, tonight... something even weirder crawls out of the Yawning Portal itself. About 20 7-foot-tall hippopotami people wearing what look like sort of very fancy, like British soldier uniforms and toting firearms make their way out of the Yawning Portal. And so as they do, Ozymandias sort of hops down off of the rickety arm overhanging the thing and stops playing, and everything in the bar just sort of like comes to a stop for a little bit.
Well, now, I thought I was strange.
Oh my, this night just got even more interesting.
Yeah, do any of you... what do you guys do?
Glorp waves.
Well said.
Yeah, so go
I
ahead,
would
sorry.
like to offer to buy them around.
Yeah, so the one of the hippopotami people sort of comes over and sees you having glorped and waved and offering to buy them a drink, and says, "Oh, thank you. That would be right appreciated, love."
And it speaks the common tongue. We are quite fortunate. Well, now, if you're not busy with that other thing, another round.
Yeah, Kraz, go ahead and give me a history check or a nature check, either one.
All right, let me find.
It's not going to be a terribly high DC given your background. Let's say it's a DC 8.
History check. Here we go.
Oh. Glorp is an astral drifter.
Okay.
Would
Oh yeah,
be
Glorp,
able
go
to
ahead.
make-
Yeah, Glorp, go ahead and make one as well.
Okay.
Yeah, so Kraz, you are distracted just thinking about sort of the how exactly it is that Glorp was able to penetrate that keg and liberate all of its contents by like absorbing it. You're just sort of pondering that, I think.
Okay. And you said history.
Yes, history or a nature check. Because for you, it would be nature instead of Arcana, right? Because you are native to.
Oh, actually, sorry. I totally missed this. Can Farbabuck use his reaction to extend bountiful luck to Krastar so that he can re-roll that nat one?
I would say save it. Glorp has
It's
already
not-
rolled.
Okay.
Yeah, it's fine. So with a 10 on your nature check, Glorp, these are GIF, I believe is what they're called. Yes? Yes. GIF. They are a race of sort of militant hippopotamus people who travel the astral sea and visit various different planes and planets. They are often mercenaries, and it is extremely curious that one should be here. In fact, not just one, but a whole contingent of them.
Can Glorp use insight to see if he gets a vibe of like hostility or fear or?
Yeah, sure. If you want to do a vibe check, go ahead and give us.
If he wants to, Glorp just kind of wants to read the vibe.
Yeah, check the
without
vibe.
expressing because Glorp doesn't have a face.
Right.
So
Roll the vibe check, please.
roll the vibe check. That's a 17.
17. Yeah, so you don't sense like a threat. This is not an invasion force. They didn't come in here blasting. They're all armed. They have these strange metal wands that they tote around they seem to treat them like they do weapons. And you get this like, kind of odd chemical smell off of all of them. We would recognize it to be gunpowder. I don't know whether or not Glorp would recognize that smell. But you have heard of these things. But they are mercenaries, but these ones do not seem to have come to attack the place. So they clearly must be here for some other purpose.
Glorp's weird, like rounded arm and just turns into like the sup. Like two little fingers extend like a banana phone.
And the head of this contingent of GIF sort of looks at your presentation and gives you a smart salute, and then puts her hand down and says, "Well, you seem to be quite well-known adventurers here." And she sort of like glances around, and you can kind of tell, you guys being like level 20 adventurers, a lot of people in the bar like are looking at and watching you. Some of them are avoiding you. Like there's just a lot of attention on your little crew of folks here. And she says, "My name is Dora Beth Rumpington, and I have come with a warning and an offer for your people here. Does anyone know where I might find the ruler of this city?"
Nope.
Well, now.
Glorp points to, I forget the tavern keeper.
Durnan.
Durnan.
Yes, points to Durnan. And
Yeah, I
Durnan
think Farkle
says,
Buck also looks at Durnan.
and Durnan says, "Oh no, this is just my tavern. This ain't a whole city. But you're in Waterdeep, and these are this is Weiss, Glorp, Farplebuck, Sticky Shins, and Grastar."
Ever the loyal fan, Durnan. Much appreciated.
Hey, yo, by the way, I'm gonna put that table on your tab too. Barney
I
told
would
me about that.
expect nothing less, Durnan.
And so Dorbeth says, "Oh, well, be that as it may, I need to speak to someone in charge of this. I mean, I'll tell you all. I am in charge of a group of mercenaries known as the Smoke Eaters. We are sort of in between jobs at the moment. We arrived via the Star Dock here in your little dungeon or whatever this is. Our ship, the Curly Tusk, is parked down there. And we are looking for a defense contract with your city. We have intelligence indicating that your city is about to be attacked by numerous creatures of enormous size. And we would like to offer our services. We expect it will be quite a exciting bout. And, well, you probably need all the help you can get.
When you say creatures of enormous size, what exact creatures are we talking about?
Have you ever heard tale of the Tarrasques?
Have I heard tales of the Tarrasques?
Yeah, anyone who wants to can make an Arcana, History, or Nature check, whatever you prefer.
17
Okay.
for Farkle Buck.
What was the options here?
Nature, Intelligence, History, or Arcana.
14.
Yeah, I got a 12.
Glorp got a 4.
Okay. Yeah, Glorp does not know. I think Weiss and Kraz, you've probably heard like mention of these things. They're supposed to be quite fearsome monsters. But Farplebuck, you have heard, I think, a little more than the others. The Tarrasque is a legendary monster. It is kind of the most dreaded monster of the material plane. No one has seen one in an extremely long time. It is not necessarily known to most people whether or not they are real or just some sort of fantasy fairy tale, but you're talking about something that could like eat an adult dragon like for breakfast, right? Like this is a big nasty creature. It basically, as far as you know, it exists to just cause destruction. Whenever one awakens, it is a huge emergency for wherever the hell it shows up. Their destructive potential is vast. They're about 50 feet tall, 70 feet long. They weigh hundreds of tons. They sort of carry themselves like a T-Rex. They have a massive like tail and claws. They're not like smart creatures. They're not like hyper intelligent like mind flayers or anything like that. But they are huge and very, very destructive.
If you will, now in your mind, picture a lizard, but like a god, almost like a god lizard. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yes, I mean, I'm of course familiar with them. She sort of looks around at everyone else to make sure everyone else kind of gets it.
Farplebuck is kind of like working the crowd, more like.
Yeah.
Why? We have ourselves a real threat in just a single one of these, Tarrasques. Why? I was not aware that there was more than one. And if even a single one could strike fear into the ancients, we need to warn the Greys. We need
I
to
do
warn
so
the defenses
agree.
of the city. No more keg stands. Let's wrap it up. Everyone, you get your final drink. Quaff it down.
Glorp slowly removes itself from the keg that it's been ingesting.
Okay, and in the interest of time, I think we are going to sort of transition. As level 20 adventurers, you would have no issue whatsoever in gaining an audience with the ruler of Waterdeep, one Laeral Silverhand. And so you folks sort of put out the word, and as you approach, the guards understand that you're coming and usher you and the GIF into an audience with Laeral. And yeah, so the audience begins, and Laeral says, "Hello, I am Laeral Silverhand, the Lady of Waterdeep. I understand that you have information for me you believe to be pertinent to the security of this city." And go ahead, sorry.
No, go ahead.
Dora Beth pipes up and says, "Yes, your ladyship. I am Dora Beth Rumpington, and we have come to your city with information that you are about to be attacked by some number of creatures quite similar to, perhaps identical to, the legendary Tarrasques. We, as you know, presumably, are militant, are mercenaries, the GIF, and would like to acquire a defensive contract with your city to help you battle this threat. One of our scouts, whilst we were hunting on a distant star known as Falx, came across a strange sight. Some tower manifested out of the ground, atop which sat a iridescent purple flame, and around this tower, eerily, were numerous of these Tarrasque-like entities, however, they just seemed to be staring at this purple flame. The curious chap, Condabal was his name, climbed to the top of the tower, where he met a human wizard named Hallister Blackcoat, who was rambling on about wanting to make a new level of his dungeon or something and fill it with Tarrasques, and for whatever reason was bringing them in via your city. And so we thought we would pop on by and offer you a contract. And you can kind of see that the Laeral Silverhand is a little skeptical. Basically, these people have showed up claiming that there is some major threat and are asking for a job to the sum of 10,000 gold. And you can tell that Laeral Silverhand is not necessarily buying it. You are in sort of the audience chamber. Laeral is on like the throne. There are about 20 veteran guards around the room. I'm sorry, and it's not 10,000 gold. It's 25,000 gold for the defense of the city against the Tarrasques that these GIF want. Do you guys do anything that you've been brought along as sort of the first people that were in contact with them in your high-level adventure, so your words do carry some weight. But what does anybody do? As you sort of sense on their own, let me just put it this way. You sense on your own that, like, Dorbeth's word by itself is not going to get it done. So if, so if they're going to go that route, which you guys may or may not decide is how you want to help or not, I don't know. But they will need some help if Laeral is going to believe them.
Krastar speaks up and he says, "Lady of Waterdeep, I have done many things for your city, and I would ask that you believe them. And
Okay.
if this is a hoax, I will devote myself to repaying back every gold coin spent."
Glorp gives a thumbs up.
Okay.
Our Bulbach would like to make an insight check on the GIF.
Yeah.
See if, because I mean, they come out of nowhere and said that they can single-handedly defend the city for the right price. I want to know if they're actually capable.
Okay. Yeah, go ahead.
I was actually on the same level there. I was going to ask how much experience they had fighting these beasts.
Glorp should probably roll an insight check on this as well.
That's a 9 for Farplebuck. That's a 7 for Kras.
Oh,
It's a 15 for Glorp. And Weiss, do you want to throw one in there as well?
May as well. I'd hate to be left out.
26. Okay.
All right.
So, I think Farplebuck and Kraz, it's hard to read. Glorp, you get a decent sense of it, but Weiss, you can tell these are extremely experienced folks. And I think with the 15, Glorp, you have heard, and I think you made the check earlier, right, to know what these things were. You have heard GIF are sort of legendary mercenaries, honestly. They are an extremely militant society that devotes most of their educational resources towards like war and stuff. But they're very like honor bound, and they're very like, if they say they'll do a job, they do the job. If any, and like Tarrasques, as you guys have discussed, crazy legendary nasty monsters. A group of and like an entire ship full of GIF might be a match for one Tarrasque, in the same way that a single party of high-level adventurers might be a match for one Tarrasque. So they're basically like, they would hit about as hard as a party of like 15 to 20th level adventurers if there's 20 to 50 of them, right? You know that they fight with unconventional weapons, like they don't use a lot of magic, but they have these like, basically they have guns and bombs, right? So they have like black powder weapons and sort of muskets, cannon fire, bombs, things like that. And that sets them apart in terms of their combat prowess. So your expectation would be that they actually would be worth that kind of a fee and would be of serious help in battling these things. Now, if as they've stated, there's like a whole shitload of these things, who knows what could even theoretically stop that amount of Tarrasques, but it certainly wouldn't hurt to have them on your side.
I think, what's the ruler's name again? Lara?
Laeral Silverhand.
Laeral. Your Majesty, Miss Silverhand. Now, I understand it that you're a bit trepidatious, as it were, and well, I would be willing to waive my weather prediction fees for the city of Waterdeep for the next 2 seasons. A fine price in savings to guarantee the safety of a city to have its weather foretold, is it not?
Okay, so you're offering to waive your fees. How much would that amount to, monetarily?
Probably like 10 grand.
Okay, so you're basically offering to pay about half of this. And then I don't want to run over Kraz. You said you were sort of willing to personally take on some responsibility if this is a hoax or if it's not worth it. Are you coming at this from the angle of that this warning is like too dire to ignore? Or are you okay? Then give me either a charisma or intimidation check, whichever you think it is that you are trying to make.
I think intimidation would be better.
Whew,
there we go.
Okay, yeah. So you sort of approach this as like, Laeral Silverhand is about as powerful as you guys, about on the level of like an archmage. So you are speaking as like peers. Yes, she's the ruler of this city, but your estimation that this is a serious threat that needs to be addressed definitely counts for something. Farplebuck, your willingness to throw some money behind this definitely counts for quite a bit with the Silver Hand. Is there anything else anyone would like to do to try to influence this meeting?
Glorp reaches into their body. Glorp is completely naked, being an ooze, and pulls out a bag of holding from the inside of their body, and reaches into the bag of holding and pulls out a what seems like a regular quarterstaff, but anyone with detect magic, and if anyone were to identify it, would recognize this as a staff of striking, which is a very rare magic item. per Dungeon Master's Guide, priced somewhere between 5,000 to 50,000 gold pieces.
Okay.
And Glorp walks up and sets it in front of the Archmage and bubbles out collateral.
Okay.
And just saying, if things go wrong, you can sell this magic staff and make a bunch of money.
Okay. Okay. Hang on. Okay, that staff is worth about 16,700 according to the random number I just generated. And so, yeah, I think she looks at that, and through the course of this conversation, just in the interest of time, Layrol is convinced. She hires the GIF with the help of the money from Farplebuck. So Farplebuck, you're waiving your fee, but I am going to say that is going to just, at this point, just cost you the 10,000 gold. If you have it.
Still got $3,000, baby.
Okay. And then she also really kind of believes this that this is a serious threat. She's going to put every member of the City Watch, the City Guard, the Watchful Order of Magists, and the Protectors on call. She's also going to sort of ask you all that to assist with trying to convince any other contacts that you have as adventurers in the city to try to help participate in this endeavor. She says, you have all done more than your share for Waterdeep in the past, and I hesitate to ask more of you as you've laid quite a bit on the line, but you simply have more connections with many of the groups here in the city than I, and your word carries weight elsewhere as it does with me, and time is short. If I could request your aid in reaching out to any of the organizations of which you might be a part or might be familiar in order to request their assistance with this matter, it would be greatly appreciated.
Would you permit Farplebuck to raise Bill as a revenant?
Raise Bill as a revenant. How and what would you be trying to use to do this? I'm not saying
money.
No. Okay. Money.
Money.
And
I'm gonna
cashing good looks?
say that there's like a 25% chance that there is any cleric in the city capable of doing that and willing to do it for money. So
What about Wheeze?
What?
What about Wheeze?
I'll be right back.
You can, if Wheeze wants to blow some high level spells on this, that's a different story, right?
No, big man. I have a proposition. An old friend of mine. A bit of a ruffian, if to be sure. But he's come back several times. Very dependable. If you wouldn't mind breaking a few trifling laws about necromancy and reviving the spirits of those dearly departed, well, perhaps we could just say hi for a bit.
So what you're asking me to do is to raise somebody that has passed on, yes?
Oh, several times. Yes, several times.
Several times. Interesting. I can't say no.
And Farplebuck would like to reach into Glorp and he is going to remove a rod of resurrection and hand it to Weed.
A rod of resurrection. Okay. I'm assuming that does what I think it does.
It has 5 charges to cast the spell Resurrection.
Wow. Oh, and it expends 5. It will expend all 5
Sorry,
charges.
it costs 5 charges to do Dispel Resurrection, and it has 5 charges.
Okay. Yeah, if that's what you want to use it for.
You could use this little trifle. I found it somewhere in a sunken lighthouse that was inverted in the middle of the sea. It was some sort of crazy illusion dungeon. I don't know. I walked in and out with this thing. It's just a trifle. You can have it.
Okay, well, it would not cost any spell slots. It would use all of your points on the Rod of Resurrection. And I forgot to mention incidentally that the timeline for this, according to Dorabeth, is that the Tarrasques are arriving today at some point. So there won't be a long rest to recharge this thing at all. And you will get 1 CR5 Revenant out of the equation.
Can I equip him?
Yeah, you can give him any magic items you want, I guess.
Wonderful.
Oh, no.
I'm gonna start highlighting, guys. See, you guys do your thing now.
Okay, hang on. Let me.
Do you find it wise to use this on this friend of yours and not save it for one of us should we perish?
Your god doesn't owe you any favors, Wheeze. Come on now.
Fair enough. And I would like to resurrect Bill for
for another time. Okay, this is Revenant Bill. Revenant Bill is in all player journals. Okay. Yeah, okay, so the only thing that we have to do here is so you can definitely do that. Let's see, resurrection. Oh, the other thing, resurrection is you have to touch the dead creature. So are you going to go because you'll have some of the afternoon to go do various things in the city, including reach out to various like guilds or things like that you might be a part of or be associated with to ask for assistance with this. Do you want to commit, I'm going to say one of you, to spending your afternoon digging up and resurrecting and equipping Bill?
I will.
Okay.
Farple Buck will.
So the only other thing, it won't cost you any other resources except the use of this one. And then Weiss, I would like you to roll a d20. When the rod is reduced to 0 charges, roll a d20. On a 1, it disappears in a burst of radiance. So, and I'm also going to say there is no advantage or any other stuff. Like, this is just a flat roll. Whatever this thing rolls, it rolls. And if the rod is destroyed, it's destroyed.
You want me to roll that now, correct?
Yes, please. It's a 10. Okay, the rod is not destroyed. So, Weiss, would you please describe for us what it looks like when you bring back Willem Bill Carrington?
I wonder, is this something I need to be like at the graveside to do?
Yes,
or
you
is
have
this
to be
like,
at the
okay.
graveside, and the rod has to touch his body.
What's left of it?
Yeah. Well, because he blew himself up with another fireball necklace, right? Or
Yeah,
something?
twice. I think it's honestly at this point, I think it's probably just like the head and a little bit of the spine left.
Put Revenant Bill right there. That's fine. Okay.
Upon arriving, I would like to say that Weiss does spend his afternoon reaching out to all the religious organizations, which I'm almost certain he would have some sway with. To help fight the imminent threat.
Okay.
But before Weiss points his staff of resurrection or whatever the heck it's called, rod of resurrection, seeing that it's just ahead of his spine, you're positive that this fellow can help us with this?
Oh, I know he doesn't look like much, but trust me, you're gonna love him. And he's, well, remember when I said he was dependable? Well, he's also expendable.
Jesus.
Oh my God.
Okay.
So be it. And Weiss points, or takes the end of the rod of resurrection, touches it to the remains of Bill, and he's kind of enveloped in a purple light that I'd say would start at his feet, come all the way up to his head, and down his arms and through the rod, and it also kind of envelops the corpse, for lack of a better word, in the purple aura as well. And you can kind of see a lot of the skeletons start to reform and the muscle and, piece by piece kind of being rebuilt and sewn together.
Yeah. And, Bill Carrington comes back to life once again, standing in the graveyard with Farplebuck.
Well, now, Bill. Willem, calm down, son. Now, listen. I mean, you've only been alive.
Where is he?
Three, 4 times.
Did we get him?
He's several times now, Bill. Several times. Hey, you got him once, and then you got him again. I don't know. Maybe there was a third time. I can't quite remember. Well, wait. And Farplebuck.
Where's Mel?
Is going. Oh, don't you worry, Mel's doing quite all right. Oz is playing down at the yawning portal. Maybe I'd like a drink later on. But, well, let's take the afternoon to catch up. How's that sound?
Yeah,
and
okay.
I have a shiny little toy for you there, Bill. And Farplebuck is going to hand Bill the Hammer of Thunderbolts, which is a maul that is basically Thor's maul.
Okay. Hammer of Thunderbolts. All right. You guys have control over Revenant Bill's character sheet. Can you add attacks to his sheet? His actions.
I will do that. I will tell you whether I can do that now.
All right.
While everyone else
and then everyone else, so you have been requested by Laeral Silverhand to assist with gathering allies for this whole ordeal. Weiss would like to check and see any of the religious organizations in the city. So let me just tell you about the factions. There's Force Grey and the Grey Hands. There are the Emerald Enclave, the Harpers, the Lord's Alliance. So what you're probably actually looking at is the Order of the Gauntlet, Weiss. They are a semi-religious organization of paladins, clerics, and other folks like that who are dedicated to gods of like justice and do-goodery and stuff like that. And they would probably be your targets if you were looking at other religious types. So you were looking for a Savra Bellabranta, a Tetherian knight who can be found in the Halls of Justice in the Temple of Tyr in the Castle Ward. What about anybody else?
Okay, what factions? I'm sorry.
Yeah, it's okay. So Weiss is going to reach out to the Order of the Gauntlet. The Order of the Gauntlet is a faction of paladins and clerics who worship a number of different deities. The leader of that group can be found in the Halls of Justice in the Temple of Tyr, which is in the Castle Ward. And that is it. We have also resurrected Willem Bill Carrington as a revenant and are giving him Thor's hammer to use. So he is a basically CR5 minion that you guys have access to. And I'm going to say, we've resurrected him as a revenant. Bill is just alive now, okay? Bill is just resurrection doesn't make a revenant. I'm giving him revenant stats just for my own convenience of not having to come with a stat block. But Bill is just alive now. So
Bill's back, baby.
Bill's back, baby.
This is canon.
It is. All of the very tearful stuff that happened when Bill died has now been undone in a moment by a silver rod with some rubies in it and one Furball cleric and a half-dragon halfling man. So...
speaking of, a staff of resurrection, maybe if I can get our astral friend to pop that on over to Barovia, maybe we could. Never mind.
Okay. Glorp has some people that he wants to talk to.
Okay. Yeah. So, Glorp and Kraz, who would you like to reach out to, if anyone?
Glorp's going to the Centaurum.
Glorp's going to the Centaurum. Okay.
Yeah.
So that is Davil Starsong, as we all know, another face from ye old Waterdeep Dragon Heist. What about Kraz?
Are there any really well-known militarized factions in Waterdeep?
I think probably. So the Zentarum are a semi-mercenary organization. I think the Lord's Alliance maybe. Let me look those guys up.
It could also be Force Grey, I think, Mike.
Or Force Grey. The Lord's Alliance or Force Grey. are the Lord's
Yeah.
Alliance is also known as the Council of Lord. It's like a partnership of like merchant cities, and they have hired adventurers that they can bring to bear as like mercenaries. And then Force Grey are similar, but they are under the command of the Archmage of Adra Safar. They're a group of elite adventurers who are called in to try to like deal with big problems in Waterdeep that are beyond the scope of just like the guards and stuff. So
They're basically the Waterdeep FBI.
yeah, kind of.
So I'll go to the Force Grey place.
Okay. So we've got Order of the Gauntlet, Zentarum, and Force Grey. Okay. Again, in the interest of time, I'm going to try to keep these roleplay encounters pretty brief. So we are just going to go in that order right there. So we're going to start with the Order of the Gauntlet. So Weiss, you make your way to the Halls of Justice in the Temple of Tyr in the Castle Ward, and you look up Savra Bellabranta. She is a human Tetherian knight. Tethir is a region of the world of the Sword Coast. And you find her... in... I think you are ushered into a room with a desk pretty similar to what our other friends will expect. Maybe not the Zentarum. And you see this woman. I don't have a good picture of her. So hang on. Let me tell you what she looks like. Hang on. I don't have a good answer. It doesn't matter. Yeah, so you were brought into this woman's office. What would you like to say?
Greetings, my lady. I won't mince words, considering we're very short on time. But I've come to your chambers, or wherever it is we are, office to ask for your help. And I'd like to kind of go into detail about what the gift people were saying. Again, I don't know if we can like hand wave all that.
Yeah, we can.
But kind of explain the threat and.
Yeah, now let's see. Okay, so in order to gain the assistance, let's see. Are you a member of the Order of the Gauntlet?
This was not predetermined, but I mean,
I think it's just purely a backstory question, right? The Order of the Gauntlet is, I'll just read their description to you, and you can decide if your character would have been a member of them. The Order of Gauntlet is a coalition of morally upstanding warriors, knights, paladins, and clerics who dedicated themselves to the destruction of evil in Faerun. They are a unified group bonded by fervent religious beliefs or staunch dedication to enforcing justice. Members of the Order are strong in their faith. They use it to stand against evil forces. While this faith ranged from believing in one's personal god, it extended also to those considered close friends, etc., etc. So that is purely kind of a backstory decision you get to make. And then it will have some mechanical impact, but I'm going to let you kind of make it on RP terms.
Okay. Just from a backstory perspective, I think Weiss set out from his tribe to want to heal the world in any way that he could, right? So, again,
Okay.
that's why he was hanging out in the yawning portal, just looking for somebody to put them back up on their feet.
Okay.
I would say VP definitely would not be a member of this organization.
Yeah.
However, I think Weiss, in all of his time, probably spends a lot of time in Waterdeep, would probably have joined up.
Okay.
To,
Okay, cool. So it will be a DC 13 Charisma Persuasion check. So make me a Persuasion check. And do it with advantage because you have the backing of Laeral Silverhand.
Charisma. Where you at, baby? There you are.
You got this.
17. That'll do it. Yeah. So you speak with Savra. and she agrees to throw the might of the Order of the Gauntlet behind your endeavors. We're going to swap over back to Glorp. Glorp, you head back to the Yawning Portal and find the illustrious Davil Starsong, who is sort of holding his court as he does. As he does at one of the tables on the second floor. And you approach. Davil Starsong is a half-elven man, a bard in sort of fine leather armor. And the instruments, of course, of his bardery are his lute is slung over one shoulder or sitting to the side of the chair, and his rapier is at his hip as well.
Yeah, well, we actually see approach Davin Starsong is a crab-shaped container on a couple of legs slowly lumber its way through into the center of the courtroom. And then the front hatch opens up and Glorp pours out. And
Glorp, my fine gloopy friend.
Glorp gives a thumbs up. And then slaps the apparatus of Quailish on top like a used car salesman. And
Yes,
then bubbles out. I'm not going to keep doing the Glorp sound because it hurts my throat.
How did you get that up the stairs?
Glorp bubbles very carefully.
No. You seem to have sought me out. What can I do for you?
Glorp gestures out. Need mercenaries.
Oh. Okay. So we're going to kind of hand wave this as well. Glorp, are you a member of the Zentarum?
Absolutely not. Glorp is not a formal member of any organization.
Cool. So I'm going to need you to make a DC 18 persuasion check.
Cool. Glorp is trying to be like, I will give you this legendary item.
Interesting.
That's why he's like patting it like a used car salesman.
What is the price range on those? Is it the same? 5 to 5,000
no,
to 50,000?
this is a legendary item.
Okay.
The apparatus of Quailish, I think, starts at 50,000.
Oh, okay. Yeah, cool. God. Okay, well, go ahead and make the persuasion check.
Yeah, apparatus of Quailish cost. Yeah, starts 50K according to the DMG.
It goes, okay.
Yeah, so just a persuasion check.
Yes.
Glorp
and you
is
have
not very
advantage
charismatic.
because you have the backing of Laeral Silverhand, who has sent you all out to ask for help.
Beautiful. Here's hoping. Glorp gets a +1 to persuasion. Not very charismatic.
We gotta get a 17 or higher on the die.
Boy. That's an 11.
Okay. All right. Well, however, if all else fails, they are willing to aid in the defense of the city for a sum of money. And if you are offering a magical item worth 50K, that will certainly do it. So in your negotiations with Davil, you are able to secure the backing of the Zentarum and their mercenary and adventurer hirelings for this invasion.
Beautiful.
And that
Glorp
brings
does
us,
not care about monetary value, so hey.
Yeah, that brings us
Hashtag one shot where you just F it. We'll just get rid of all of our valuable items because who cares?
That brings us to Force Grey and Vajra Safar. So, Krastar, you are ushered into the office of the Black Staff. It is a pretty standard Archmage's office, if a little more utilitarian than you might normally expect. You see sort of a desk piled with books and spindly little things, and you see, shelves of books and scrolls. There's like a box of reports and things on the walls. And you are brought in to speak to Vajra Safar. What would you like to say?
Tarrasques coming. Need help.
Fair enough. Are you a member of Force Grey?
Probably not a member, but he has done work for them before.
Okay. Then I'm going to say, let's see, you have the backing of Laeral Silverhand.
Also, he reaches into his bag and pulls out a Holy Avenger greatsword and says, Collateral.
What? If you're putting the Holy Avenger on the table, what the fuck are you using? Okay, anyway. Yeah, I'm not, well, yeah, go ahead and roll the persuasion check anyway. Okay. Yeah, so with that, she'll take it with the collateral. So go ahead and she sets it in the, she like sighs heavily. All right. And she gets out of her desk chair, walks over to the corner of the room, picks up the black staff, sets the Holy Avenger in the corner of the room where the black staff was, kind of slings it over her shoulder, and starts barking orders at the people outside the room. And they begin to activate Force Grey. And that runs us through everybody. So, as the afternoon passes, not quite into evening, all the forces of Waterdeep begin to rush around. Guards, the Lord's Alliance, everyone's been activated. Notable factions at this point are the GIF, the Order of the Gauntlet, the Zentarum, and Force Grey all make an appearance in force. Your crew, including the newly resurrected Bill Carrington, are making your way around when all of a sudden... actually, I got to do some math real quick before I do this description. Okay, so you guys... How do I calculate these? Count the allies. Okay. Okay, you guys have three points from Laryl Silverhand, 1 point for the Smoke Eaters, 2 points for Force Grey, right? So that's 3, 4, 5, 6 points. And then 2 more legitimate factions, the Zentarum and the Order of the Gauntlet. You're up to 8 points. Okay, great. That answers the question. So as all of these folks are making their way around, you are trying to figure out the best place to put yourselves, and no one really knows quite exactly where the battle is going to take place. This is a massive battle map. I do apologize for that. And I am going to just plop you guys down kind of in the middle of it. And if you would please decide where exactly you think your characters would like to be. You are... actually, I think I can... Can I drag you guys over here? I also need...
This map is huge.
This map is massive. Yeah.
Oh, sweet God.
Yeah, it's very, very big.
Hold on. Is there anything past this point that I'm highlighting here on the right? Because I can't bring my map any further that direction.
What point on the right? Where?
I'm highlighting like a blue spot on one of these pyramids on the right side of the... Can anyone else go further right than this? Because I can't go any further.
There's a little bit of stuff over there.
Slightly.
I am... Hold on, maybe if I zoom all the way in, I can...
But
okay, if I zoom in enough, I can get there.
Yeah.
Okay. Never mind then. We're solid.
Okay. I also need some commoners.
Christ.
Let me just... I'm only going to put commoners in when it's relevant. I'm not going to just populate this with a shitload of commoners, but I do need to have access to some of them for my purposes.
So where can we be?
Anywhere the fuck you want.
Oh, all right.
I would maybe, just to make it easier on all of us, recommend that you put yourselves kind of near-ish to each other. You know, just that, like, because you're not going to all want to be way, way, way far away from each other. But yeah, part of this battle is going to be you guys, you're level 20, like finding a way to arrive at the site of the battle at the appropriate time once things start to pop off.
So how long do we have till the estimated fight?
You don't know.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, it's like, in our terms, it's going to happen as soon as you guys figure out where you want to put yourselves. But like, in terms of how long you had to sit there and wait for things to happen, I don't really know.
While we're prepping, do we have time to use consumables?
I think I'm gonna let you. Well, so I have realized that I had left the portal in a place, so I'm gonna have to move it so you guys don't know where it's gonna be. So don't make your decisions based on where you saw that portal. That portal is not gonna stay where it was.
Oh, then I'm gonna change where I thought that was.
Yeah,
like
it
little
was
free
originally. I
hint
meant to
we
put
got.
that on the GM layer, but now I'm going to move it somewhere else. So you don't know where the portal is going to be at this point. The things are going to show up, and you're going to have several rounds maybe of travel, depending on where you put yourselves and where I put the thing. You know, to get to it. So you'll have time to drink potions then. But if you drink potions that have like a several, like, and I'll tell you this, if the potion has a time length of longer than 10 minutes, sure, you can go ahead and drink it now and it'll be active. But if it's like a minute or 10 minutes or something like that, you'll probably need to drink it once we start moving. Does that make sense?
Great.
So Krastar immediately drinks the potion of growth that he has. So I need to roll 1d4.
Ooh, nice.
And it stays active for 4 hours, so
4 hours,
he is now large.
He is large. Okay.
Farplebuck is going to consume a potion of heroism.
Okay.
Which will grant him 10 temporary hit points, as well as essentially the bless spell for, I think it's 4 hours. So he can roll a d4 anytime he makes an attack or his next attack, saving, or ability check.
Very good.
Krastar will also consume a potion of Stone Giant Strength, turning his strength modifier to 30.
Okay.
Glorp will also drink a potion of heroism.
Okay.
Giving him all the heroism things.
For the folks at home, yes, these are one-shot characters, but given that they're level 20, I had them generate a shitload of magical items randomly.
So many.
Knowing that some of them they would not be able to use and those kinds of things, to simulate the idea that they might have had things as they went through their adventure. If I was generating randomly and we actually played 20 levels of D&D, there might have had magic items that they didn't need or couldn't use anymore, or some things were consumables that got used or whatever, right? So that's why they have so much magical shit, but they're probably going to need it. So if you're wondering like where all this shit is coming from and how they got it, that's where and how that happened.
Oh wait, scratch that. I don't do the other potion of heroism.
Okay.
I thought that I. Oh wait, no, there is a second. Okay, yeah.
There's two.
Yeah, I was right. Yeah,
Okay.
Glorp does do the other potion of heroism.
Farplebuck is gonna chuck a potion of Cloud Giant Strength. No, excuse me. Yeah, Cloud Giant Strength to Wheeze. Well, here now, drink up. You're gonna need all the strength you can get. And I believe that gives you a strength score of 28.
D&D Crystalline Chronicles.
Holy crap.
Hell
Can I
yeah.
adjust this on the fly?
Yeah,
Yeah,
I think
you just
can
type in the
straight up
strength
just
number.
type in.
And the amount of time that lasts, you can just leave it as that for the rest of the battles. It's not going to change
got
in the
you.
amount of time we're
Is it
doing
28?
Let me cloud.
Plus 9. Jesus Christ.
Okay.
I was looking through. I did want to say that I was
27. Excuse me. It is 27
Okay.
for 1 hour.
Okay. All right. Is there anything else you guys need to do as preparation now? Any spells? Anything?
I do want to say that I gave Bill the Hammer of Thunderbolts, Belt of Stone Giant Strength, which will increase his strength, and one of the 2 bags of holding that we had.
Krastar's also going to pop a potion of resistance to force.
Okay.
Oh gosh, I have to cast like a bunch of spells. I'm so sorry.
That's fine.
Okay. Whew. All right.
20th level D&D, folks.
Reading off of spell scrolls left and right, Farplebuck is just like upending his pockets.
Do bear in mind what takes concentration and what doesn't, because I still think stuff with spell scrolls requires concentration. Yes.
It does.
So, but I'm sure you've already done that. I just want to remind everyone participating that one consideration still applies.
So I'm going to cast a spell, Contingency. It is a 6th level spell.
Okay.
It is a spell that you cast to define a trigger for another spell so that you can hold the spell until that trigger triggers it without having to hold the spell, essentially.
Okay.
I can continue to cast spells while having the spell in the air. And the spell that Farplebuck would like to contingency is the 9th level spell Gate, which will conjure a portal linking unoccupied space that Farplebuck can see within range, and the range is 60 feet.
I think it says the spell has to be 5th level or lower. Yeah, I'm gonna...
Sorry, we have so many spells.
You do have a lot of shit. There is the text of contingency. Choose a 5th level or lower that you can cast that is a casting time of 1 action that can target you. You cast the spell called the Contingent as part of the casting of contingency, expending spell slots for both, which if one of them is a scroll, you don't have to do any of that.
Never mind.
The contingent spell doesn't come into effect. Instead, it takes effects when a certain instance occurs. You describe that circumstance when you cast 2 spells.
In that case, instead, another spell that Farplebuck would like to cast is Simulacrum.
Okay.
Farplebuck breathes a tiny little snowman in his hand because he is descended from silver dragons. And who would like a double of themselves?
I'll take it.
Krastar, Farplebuck takes that little snowman and like sculpts it into a little mini Krastar and then crushes it, opens up his hands, and a giant, like large sized duplicate of Krastar pops out. And there are now 2 Krastars.
And the Simulacrum has half of your hit points, Krastar. So I have already taken care of that. So we're going to call one Krastar Prime. And we're going to call the other one Krastar 2. So.
I'd also like to activate my divination ability for True Sight, giving me, as a divination wizard, the ability to see invisible things. Basically, I have 10 feet of True Sight.
Cool. 10 feet of True Sight. Okay.
Goodness gracious!
I need to put a little dingus on you for that. That's
a class ability. Yes.
I'm going to give you this swirly eyeball. That means you have sight. Okay. Cool. Anything else?
Come back to me.
Okay.
Okay. You said 10 minutes. We're good to cast it, right? If it lasts
longer than 10 minutes, if it's longer than 10 minutes, you can go ahead and cast it in advance. If it's 10 minutes or shorter, then wait till we hit initiative, and because you may cast it or use it as you're approaching the monster.
Yeah.
But I'm going to give you So if it's
cool.
No worries. Real quick, Krastar 2 also affects Krastar Prime's.
Shit.
Yeah.
Okay, I can fix that. Bam. Okay. So Krastar 2 you have 326 total. The half amount of that, I got to do it again, was 163. Okay, my bad. Boom. Now they should be separate. Yes.
All right. Yeah, we're good.
Okay. Yeah, that was my fault. I had to unattach them from your HP, or unattach the second one from your HP. So, okay. So Glorp, do you have anything else you'd like to do within the outside of the 10-minute time frame?
I don't think so. I think most of Glorp's abilities require him to be like in the shit.
Okay.
So,
what about Weiss or Kraz? Anything you all would like to do? Also,
do have a couple things I think that may be plausible here.
Okay.
I would like to cast Enhance Ability for
Okay.
starters.
Sure.
And I feel like I wanted to use the Bull Strength
Okay.
on Krasnar.
Okay. Crastar Prime, I
Um,
presume.
Yes. And it says the target has advantage on strength checks and the carrying capacity doubles, which I guess doesn't matter.
So
Okay.
does that mean I get double advantage on strength checks now?
Do you already have advantage?
Yes.
Oh shit. That's probably worthless then.
Well, I mean, you can cast it on yourself because your strength is jacked up too.
That's fair. Okay, so
Or
I will
you
go
can
ahead.
cast it on somebody else. And it only applies to, let me look at the spell. I think it only applies to ability checks, not saving throws, right?
It says on strength checks. That's what
And
the
that would be strength saving throws
Checks.
too.
I don't think check means saving throw because I think they're separate.
You're right. Yeah.
So okay.
well, yeah, I'll go ahead and use the bull strength on me then.
Okay.
Freaking that. And then the only other thing that I have that I think would be useful is I'd like to use Conjure Celestial.
Okay.
Do I need to
Now
put that in?
one of those may both be concentration.
I
Let's take
think
a
that the Conjure
Yeah.
Celestial may be.
Yeah, they both are. So
both are?
it's
Okay.
going to be one or the other. Conjure Celestial is probably more useful.
Okay, cool. In that case,
So-
we'll scrap the enhance ability. And
Challenge
do the
rating
Conjure.
4 or lower. Okay, I am gonna look at my Celestials. This is fun.
When you cast a spell using a 9th level spell slot, you summon a Celestial of Challenge rating 5 or lower.
Okay. Do you which do you want? There's not that many Celestials to pick from, so
Okay, I mean, I want your guys' opinion on this. I think I only have one 9th level slot that I can burn, which would get rid of True Resurrection and Mass Heal, which I have prepared. What do you guys think? Should we just do the challenge rating of 4?
I don't know. Mass heal might be really useful.
Okay,
Yeah,
let's
we
just
might need
do it
that.
at the
Okay.
let's do it at, where's this at? I've just seen it. I can give myself this spell slot back because I didn't end up using that one. Where the hell is it at? Sorry, I'm clearly great at this.
okay. So
If
go ahead.
I wasn't
Anybody
gonna say
there?
Yes.
Oh, it's there it is. 7th level spell. Got it.
Cool. The only CR4 Celestial that I can find is a Coatl. So we got one of those. Also, so I'm gonna need somebody to take on. Tell you what, I'm just gonna give you guys this Coatl too. You're summoning shit. How about you run it, huh? What do you say?
You know what?
I'm gonna give all players control of Bill and of the Coatl. You guys can argue amongst yourselves about who takes their turns.
I got Bill.
Were you able to add Bill's shit? Yes, you were. Okay,
Oh yeah, so much.
beautiful.
Question.
Yes.
Can a non-caster use spell scrolls? I can't remember.
I believe you have to normally be able to use the scroll. I think there's like a rogue ability that lets you do shit that you couldn't do, but I believe one of the stipulations of spell scrolls is the spell has to be something that you could cast in your list theoretically, even if you don't currently have the level that can cast
Right,
it.
like
So-
if it's a spell scroll that's a wizard spell, you would have to be a wizard to cast the scroll.
Gotcha. Then never mind. I'm not going to use the spell scroll of Find Familiar.
okay.
All right. Then yeah, I don't got nothing.
Okay. Kraz, anything for you before the shit kicks off?
No, I think that's it.
Okay. Okay. So I'm going to go down the list one more time. Weiss, anything from you? Anything else?
I think that's about all I have.
Okay. Is this thing is this the right size for this thing? It is a medium celestial. Okay. So this, incidentally, the Coatl, guys, is this kind of winged snake creature. So this celestial angelic winged snake shows up. and is like, yo, Weiss, what's up? We're going to do this shit. You guys have control over it. You can move it and use its abilities. I'll leave it up to you to decide who has to do that. And then any last stuff from Farplebuck. You have your True Sight on. You've cast Simulacra, which...
Yes, thank you. I am actually going to cast True Seeing, which is a spell.
Okay.
And I would like to cast that on Glorp.
Okay.
Which will give Glorp True Sight and the ability to see into the ethereal plane up to 120 feet.
Okay.
Nice.
Okay, and then are you guys play? Go ahead. Sorry.
Keep your little beady bubbles open now.
Okay.
Glorp, 2 human eyes form in Glorp's head.
Oh God,
It's really gross and weird.
No, that's rather disturbing. I almost wish we all died.
Okay, and then would you guys like to move yourselves anywhere? You can be on top of buildings. You can be hiding in alleyways. Anything you want to do. Or would you all just like to be standing in the middle of the street? It's fully up to you. I just want to make sure that you place yourselves wherever you think your character wants to be placed.
I'm so sorry. One last thing for Farplebuck, another spell. Farplebuck is going to cast Long Strider at... How many of us are there? There's 4 of us. So 5th level. Yes, 5th level. Giving us all for 1 hour 10 additional feet of movement.
Okay.
That is not a concentration spell.
Okay.
Beast, real quick, look at the message or the messenger party.
Oh gosh. Oh, so many windows, guys.
Sorry.
Oh, you're good. You're good.
We're scheming behind your back.
Should I have that on my person, or should I be casting that now? What's the...
Have it on your person and wait
Got it.
for it. Do you see the message after it, right?
Got it. All right.
Yeah.
I will keep that handy. Thank you, guys.
Okay, so we've got Glorp on a building. We have the 2 Krazes on nearby buildings. We have Weiss, Farplebuck, the Coatl, which can fly, and Revenant Bill. I don't know where you want the Coatl or Revenant Bill.
Oh gosh. Bill, where's Bill? Oh my gosh, it's so big, this map.
Yeah.
Where the hell is Bill?
Bill is right near
Okay.
you.
All right.
So
yeah, it's fine.
sorry about the slight slowdown here. Level 20, guys. It's a lot. And
Oh my god. I have like 40 spells, y'all.
it's a lot. Although you can only prepare a certain number of them, so it's like, what's the point of having the rest of them, right? For a one shot anyway. Okay, is everybody good? Have we?
No. I
Okay.
don't think you understand. As a wizard at like level 20, I can prepare 40 spells.
Okay. Oh, that's right. Yeah, because you get like a bunch of them for free at level 20, right?
So many.
Yeah.
So sorry.
Okay, guys, are we ready?
I'm good.
No, not in the slightest. Let's do it.
Okay. All right. So, on a nearby street, as you all wait and have taken up your watch on your sector of Waterdeep, you actually see multiple gates open throughout the city, and Tarrasques begin to charge through, hulking beasts, 50 feet tall, 70 feet long, scaled and massive, and you see all different varieties of them pass through. I would like everyone to please roll me initiative.
Will the second Krastar share my initiative?
Yes. And we won't roll separate initiatives for Bill or the Coatl. Whoever is controlling them, just have them go when you go. And then one last little mechanic, guys. I would like you guys to roll me a D20. A 14. Is that the 14 for how many people have you rolled me a D20?
It's 2 13s.
2
One from
How
Beast.
many of us did you want to roll the d20?
It doesn't matter. We're gonna go with the 13.
I
So-
thought we were all rolling.
It's
Yeah,
fine.
I thought
Two
it
of
was
you
like
rolled.
a-
Two of you rolled a 13, and that's good enough for me.
So we should have Vincent roll just to
Yeah,
equal it all out.
Sure.
wanna see
Tell you
that,
what, Vincent roll, and I'll take the average. How's that?
yeah.
Shit.
Oh, fuck.
I
And you rolled a 5. Okay.
Yeah.
I'll tell you, no number was better than any other number necessarily. That is an
He's
11.25.
lying.
This is actually how many
So that is an
Tarrasques.
11. Oh, this is fascinating. Which one? What the fuck does this one do?
This decides how many
This
Tarrasques
one.
we have to fight.
Oh god. Well, maybe I rolled the best then. I mean,
Oh my god. Okay, so this is fucking hysterical. You guys have a Tarrasque blast out of the portal. This Tarrasque looks like a normal Tarrasque. However, as it moves, you can kind of tell it moves with this sinuous gracefulness. This Tarrasque is shaking its ass. And music is emanating from this being. Any creature that starts their turn within 30 feet of the Tarrasque must make a wisdom save or begin to dance. So as the Tarrasque dances and smashes buildings, it emanates this musical sound, hypnotizing the residents of Waterdeep into dancing, even as they are smooshed under its feet. This is a musical Tarrasque.
I hate
Megan the
this.
Tarrasque.
Is this the right one? No, this is the confusing aura. I fucked up my thing somehow. It's fine, I think. Oh,
You
no. I need
promised
to-
us the musical Tarrasque. You cannot go back on that.
No, it's going to be a musical Tarrasque. I don't really have a good song for this, though, unfortunately.
What's
does-
it dancing to, though?
Where's my musical Tarrasque? That's the one. We'll bring you in. What
So
is it
what is the
dancing to?
dance count as?
It's
Oh,
definitely dancing to
This is
Beyonce.
So Roomba, is it more of merengue, bachata?
all the single Tarrasques.
yeah.
All the single Tarrasques.
It's Beyonce for sure.
More of a modern.
I can't play that on
kind of-
stream or we'll get taken down, but it's definitely dancing to Beyonce. Okay,
Okay.
so this thing pops out. It's dancing to Beyonce. And
You won't break my town.
we are going to, in descending order at this stage, Glorp, you're up. You are the closest to the portal. This thing is emanating 30 feet of music, which you are not inside of. What would you like to do?
First thing Glorp does is down a potion of speed, which gives Glorp the effect of haste. For 1 minute, no concentration.
Okay.
So that is 10 rounds of haste.
Okay.
So I'm going to slap that little...
And don't forget, you have an additional 10 feet from Longstrider.
Yes.
So
It's on
you
10 feet.
are fast as fuck.
Yeah. Okay, so my movement is actually 80 right now. Actually, does haste increase my regular movement?
I think it
Yes,
does.
it does.
Oh, okay. So my movement is actually
I think it's doubled.
target speed is okay. So my movement is actually 160.
Good God.
And I also gain a +2 to AC. I have advantage on dex saving throws and gain additional actions.
Okay. Here's what
Um,
I'm going to do real quick. I do have a song that we're going to play. It is not actually Beyonce. Some of you might recognize this.
We got some bardcore.
Not exactly.
All right, my AC is 22.
Is this some Dr. Purple?
Sort of. Where did it? Okay. Oh, hey, quit it.
Dr. Purple, Pixel, and my hip hop side project when we were teenagers.
Yeah, it was. It was indeed. Is this at the bottom? Where is this thing?
I don't know.
Yes,
I
it's
thought
at
we
the
had a
bottom,
couple
okay.
of good songs.
Okay. Yeah, it was fun.
Okay.
It was a fun time.
And then here on top of this like pyramid shaped building, I assume, based on the conage. Glorp is 3 feet tall. By the way, Glorp is small. I didn't address this at any point. Glorp is a 3-foot slime person. Glorp fully realizes their connection to the astral plane and awakens their astral self, spending 5 key points to summon the arms, visage, and body of the astral self to awaken for 10 minutes.
Okay.
Someone's doomed.
So they are. Now you see from their slimy little body more just gooey arms and tendrils extend out to create these like clawed fists, as also the collection of like multicolored spectrum on Glorp's body coalesces into tattoos running down Glorp's arms. The tattoo of the coiling grasp, the ghost step, and the eldritch maul, Glorp's 3 magic items. As Glorp fucking gets ready to plow.
All right, let's do it.
Yeah. So that was Glorp's action, bonus action, but Glorp is hasted now. So let's see. Glorp moves 160 feet. Yeah, so Glorp's gonna run up to this Tarrasque, earning 100 feet of movement. Glorp can run up and down vertical surfaces without costing any extra movement because Glorp is a level 20 monk.
So Glorp just like
yeah, Glorp is full like Kingdom Hearts 2 up the side of the skyscraper. There's better references, but I can't think of any right now.
I appreciate the reference.
Wile E. Coyote just going nuts.
Okay, so either Kingdom Hearts or Looney Tunes.
Why not both? Yeah, and Glorp takes their attacks.
All right, let him rip.
And how many attacks does Glorp get?
8.
Let's see. Glorp does. Let's see, gets an additional action each turn. So that takes 3 attacks because Glorp has Astral Self, which has the Astral Barrage feature. So whenever Glorp uses the extra attack feature to attack twice, they attack 3 times with no cost of key because this is just a class feature.
Okay.
So Glorp punches this thing 3 times. Because of their Eldritch Maul tattoo, they automatically get +1 attack and damage to their unarmed attacks. So they're going to take 3 attacks.
Okay.
That's a 13, a 31, and a 20.
Okay.
Don't
this
forget
thing's
your focused aim.
Oh yeah, focused aim.
You can spend up to 3 key points to increase it by 6.
Yeah. I don't think I want to burn all those key points. I want to save those.
You know, I heard a rumor that there was a little storm front coming in, and that natural 1 is actually a 12.
Oh, that natural 1 is a 12.
It has it just so happens.
So it's no, don't shift that because the 12 plus 12 still won't beat it. I think Tarrasques have at least like a 25 AC.
The AC on this sucker's a 25. Yep.
Yeah.
So it's gonna
That's what a CR 30 gets you, baby.
So wait, a 24 wouldn't hit.
24
Alright.
does not hit.
Yeah.
No.
Yikes. Okay, never mind. Well, I must have been mistaken.
That's fine. 1 hit is enough. That's 9 bludgeoning damage.
Okay.
And then because
I'm sorry, 9 did you say?
Not well, it's magical. And actually all these are force damage because Astral Self also does Arms of the Astral Self. Uses Wisdom modifier, and the damage type is force instead of bludgeoning.
Okay. Very good.
Don't forget your empowered strikes too.
Oh yeah, so they would have been magical attacks anyways.
Right.
And because they have Arms of the Astral Self, they actually have reach. They can extend out 10 feet.
Okay.
So Glorp doesn't even get within 5 feet of this thing. He just slaps it in the ankle. And then Glorp has mobile, which means since they made a melee attack, they don't provoke opportunity.
Real quick, sorry, I don't mean to keep interrupting, but Jacob, I'm pretty sure you have abilities that add damage to that too from your astral self.
That's what hold on. I was looking
Be
through.
full level 20 because you should be adding your wisdom mod, right?
That's what is getting added. Well, it's Dex. You have to choose between Dex or Wisdom.
Gotcha.
And they're both equal. So, unarmed strike, extra reach,
Level
visage.
20. Level.
Oh
Also,
my
I
God,
just want to
there's so
real
much
quick say,
stuff.
guys, apologies. I think the stream went down for a second. It should be back up now. The recording is fine and is going to be persistent through both, so don't worry about that. Our internet's been whack lately. I don't know exactly what's going on with that. It keeps fully popping out on Twitch. I don't know what's going on. So apologies, but the recording that goes up on YouTube will be persistent. So just sorry. Thanks for coming
Daniel's right. I get empowered arms.
back. Okay.
Yep.
So
I get to deal damage equal to my martial arts, additional damage equal to my martial arts die, which is a D10.
Okay.
So I get to roll another D10.
One more
and
D10.
add that. So 4. So that's going to be 13 force damage.
Okay.
And then skedaddle 60 feet
Okay.
into the hills. Yeah, I'm going to go.
Okay.
Over the building.
Yeah. So
Could
you moved
you-
you moved 90 feet in there, right?
Yeah. So I actually have 70 feet of movement.
Okay.
Yeah, gonna. Boom. Run up, slap this thing in the foot, and sprint away.
Okay. As you go, it's going to take its reaction to make a. I think it probably makes a tail attack.
It doesn't
It
get opportunity attacks on me.
Okay.
Unless it's a legendary action. I have mobile.
Yeah, I think. Well, your movement happens before its legendary action, right? The legendary action happens on your turn,
Oh,
end
yeah.
of your turn. So.
Yeah, I have
Okay.
mobile, so I
Cool.
hit it.
Very
It
good.
doesn't get an opportunity attack.
Wonderful. Okay. Cool. That brings us to Farplebuck.
Oh my goodness! I wish it didn't. So many spells, y'all.
Man, I just
first
want to
thing that's
remind
gonna
everyone
happen-
that this thing is dancing. We have a dancing Godzilla beating the shit out of Waterdeep, while our heroes desperately try to kill it.
Farplebuck is going to look at Bill. Oh, go on now, lads. Do what you do best. And Bill is going to bonus action rage, dash. So I think his movement was 40 feet. So
Yeah,
80
barbarians have about 40 feet of movement.
So 80 feet, bonus action rage, dash. That's going to get him to there. Blam. Oh, nope, wrong thing. This map is huge. I'm sorry, guys.
Yeah, it's gigantic.
Farplebuck is also going to sort of run after him. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 35 feet. And then, goodness, which of these the dozens of spells should I do?
I forgot. I just realized I forgot to roll my D4 from heroism because bless
Okay. To hit?
to hit. So it's fine now. It wouldn't.
Yeah, because none of
It
yours
might
could
have
make
gotten
it,
one
so-
of them to hit, but it doesn't matter.
No, because if you rolled a 4
No,
on that 20, it wouldn't have made it. So
I mean that plus beasts thing to
yeah,
make it
it's
a
fine.
12,
Yeah,
but it
no
doesn't
worries,
matter
no
now.
worries.
It's too late.
It's fine. Yeah. Okay. Sorry, Beast. Go ahead.
No, sure. So go on and take your time. Farplebuck is going to cast Ice Storm.
Okay.
Well, there's a bit of chill in the air, and we're in for some unseasonable weather. And that is a range of 300 feet. So just right on top of the Tarrasque, that is going to be a 20-foot radius, 40-foot high cylinder.
Okay.
The Tarrasque will need to make a dexterity saving throw.
Okay.
And this is going to be at.
And you
fifth
said
level.
20. How wide? How big is the cylinder?
It's 20 radius, 40 foot
Okay.
tall.
All right.
Which-
Let's see.
It's
let's
just
see.
it's a particularly vicious
5, 10.
hail cloud that's just like raining in one big patch. And that Tarrasque will need to make a
20 foot
dexterity saving
radius.
throw.
This is 5, 10, 15 foot. So this is a 20 foot radius, right? 5,
Beautiful.
10, 15. Nope. This is a 20 foot radius. 5, 10, 15, 20. Okay. Okay, so we are going to put that there. We'll call this Ice Storm, yeah?
Yes.
And I'm going to give everybody control of that. Actually, I'm going to give Farplebuck. Can you move it once you've called it or no?
I do not have access to it.
Well, I'm just saying, no, in general, can you move Ice Storm or does it just stay where it is?
No.
Okay.
It stays where it is.
And does it happen now or when it starts its turn?
It happens now.
Okay.
And
Dexterity
that
saving
creature makes a dexterity saving throw. DC is 18.
Okay. That's the worst. Okay. It still has advantage, but yeah, I don't think it's going to use a legendary resistance. I think it takes the damage on this. So go ahead and roll.
Yes, and that at 5th level, it is going to take. Sorry. I have an ability for this. It is Elemental Affinity. As Farplebuck is descended from great silver dragons, his grandpa had an affair. He is imbued with the essence of cold magic.
Okay.
And I can add my charisma modifier to the damage.
Okay.
Of this damage type because it is cold damage, and my charisma modifier is +3. So that will be 15 plus 4 plus 10, which is.
So just tell me your charisma mod because I did the rest of the math.
It's 3 plus 3.
Okay, so 3 more. Okay,
22
cool.
plus 3. Excuse me.
Okay.
25 points of cold damage.
So yeah, this icy storm erupts, and the bludgeoning and freezing rain and sleet smash into the Tarrasque. Any movement? So Bill started running in. Farplebuck, any movement?
Farplebuck used their movement. Then I am going to actually. Farplebuck is then going to spend several sorcery points to quicken spell. Can I do this? No, never mind.
Okay.
Farplebuck is going to use his bonus action to invoke the Cloak of the Bat, turning into a bat.
Okay.
Gaining a 40-foot fly speed, and then take an additional 40 feet of movement.
Okay. So you use the Cloak of the Bat.
Yes. I know.
So you are a bat.
things. And is going to fly.
And this is Bat Farplebuck.
Yes, Farpleback. Bat. Alright, and that is where Farplebat will go.
Okay.
And I think that's the end of my turn.
Okay.
Let's just assume it's the end of Farplebuck's turn.
Okay. All right. Cool. Then on initiative count 20, as this thing begins to rampage through the city, I would like one of you to roll me a d6.
Not it.
I'll do it.
A 2, okay. As the sort of destruction of this thing and the other various ones that are rampaging all through the city, a dust cloud begins to roll through the ground. Everything within 50 feet of the ground is lightly obscured. And every creature in the dust cloud, so if you're not 50 feet up in the air at this moment, you must make a DC 15 Constitution saving throw for me.
I think I have. Let me look. Does a 20 do it?
It is a DC 15. I believe.
22. Monks are proficient in all saving throws.
Nice.
I rolled an 8.
Okay. So, and I guess we need to roll for Bill and the Coatl as well. Actually, the Coatl, is it immune to this? It might be.
If it's flying, then yes, right? And then
It
con
is.
save?
I don't know. I'm gonna say it's not within. I think it's within
Bill.
50 feet of the ground. I don't know if it shot up into the air. So I need a Constitution save from the Coatl as well as Bill. 14 does not do it.
Okay, how would I roll for the? Do I just
Hit shift and click on the Coatl, and it'll bring up its character sheet. Like shift and double click. And then you click over on character sheet and halfway down the
I didn't
stat block.
see that bit. Okay, I didn't see that I had an extra character sheet. My bad.
It's all good.
Constitution, you said?
Yes. 19. Okay, it makes a save. So Bill and Weiss, you are considered poisoned.
Excellent.
So and it's more like you're just choking on the dust. It's hard to breathe as this dust is sort of like rolling through. So, that is that. Krastar, you're up.
Krastar is going to invoke his giant's might and become huge.
Okay.
So I think he takes up, the second Krastar for a bonus action is going to invoke its giant's might. Okay.
So we now have what, 30 foot tall Krastars?
Yes.
Just like go. That's
so this is going to be a little hard to move. Sorry. Okay, so he's got 40 feet of movement. So I think it might be a little more since he's large.
Yeah, I think it upgrades.
Yeah, sure. I'll give you 10 feet of movement for free for upgrading to a larger creature. I'm fine with
Okay,
that.
so that's 50. Yep, right there. So we'll move him right here, right?
Yeah, that'll work.
Okay. Then this Krastar is going to go.
And this little Krastar ran all the way home.
This Krastar is going to go 50 feet this way.
My Krastar could beat up your Krastar.
No, you know what? Krastar is going with Krastar. Right.
Yo,
here.
dog, I heard you like Krastar.
left behind.
So, what else can I do? You know what? Screw it. I'm going to action surge and move 50 more feet. So,
Okay.
right there. Other Krastar is going to action surge and move 50 more feet.
Okay.
And that will be Krastar. Well, Krastar will hold his action. Both Krastars.
Okay.
That's my go.
Okay, and you're holding, I'm guessing, attacks for when it gets to you, or?
Yes.
Okay. Okay, and that brings us to this thing. It is on a rampage. It has been attacked by a couple of different creatures. I am gonna sort of roll and see what this thing does. Let's see. I think it really only has... You've turned into a bat, so it really only has 2 good targets. On a 1, it's going for Glorp. On a 2, it's going for Krastar. That's a 1. So, charging after you, Glorp, this thing begins to smash its way through these buildings. How much movement does this thing? This thing does not actually have that much movement.
I think they have 40 feet, right?
Yeah, it does not actually have that much movement, but it has a crazy reach. So it begins to smash its way through... but no, it doesn't have that much reach. It begins to smash its way through the... it begins to smash its way through, and I think it is going to dash and get to you. It begins to crush that building, which is going to begin to become rubble and catch on fire. So, there we go. Okay. It does not have anything left to attack you with, however, and that's going to bring us to Wheeze.
All right. Well, there's not really a lot I can do from this distance, so I think we're going to be spending our turn playing catch up. Yeah. Oh gosh. And I think that I have. Let's see. Double check. I think I have 40 because of some
Long
spell
Strider?
or another.
Yeah.
Yep.
Long Strider. Yep.
All right. So we're going to use all of our movement here. Where's my little marker? You think I'd be proficient in this freaking app now?
You're over there, if that's what you're asking.
No, I was seeing if I could find my little ruler, see how far I can
Oh,
go.
you don't. So if you left click on your dude and start moving him around, and before you release your left click, click the right click button, you'll put a little ruler underneath your guy. Does that make sense?
Oh, what? Whoa.
So like grab your guy and left click him and start moving him around, and before you release your left click, tap the right click, and you'll make like a little ruler under your dude.
Oh, gotcha. So we got to move it first here.
And then
God.
if you need to put waypoints down, you can click the right click more than once, and every time you do, it'll like place a waypoint.
Okay. Okay, that's 35, 40. And then we're going to use our action to actually dash and get
Okay.
a little bit further.
Yeah, keep rolling in.
Double check my math. Yep, got it.
Okay.
Then if I'm moving for the whatchamadoodle as well.
The
let's see what
Coatl.
his- Yeah,
Yeah, that thing has a fly speed
of 90
of
feet.
90 feet, so it can go
Yeah.
a long fucking way.
Okay, so we just won't even use its action to get up there because I kind of want to keep it close to me.
Okay.
So let's actually just use the movement to get it.
Oh, this thing has a bunch of spells too. Damn.
Does it really? Oh, my
Yeah.
Lord.
Not really that many attack spells, but it's got like healing spells. It's got bless. Damn.
Oh, I did see the healing spells, and that's another reason I'm kind of thinking to keep it close.
Yeah.
You never know.
That's very cool. You got like a whole extra cleric out of
Yeah.
this, basically, that
We're
can
gonna need
fly.
it.
Yeah. Okay, is that it for Weiss and the Coatl?
How far? Yeah, that's definitely not within 120 feet, is it?
No. Plus, you
Okay.
used your action to dash, unless you got a
Oh, you're right,
bonus
right,
action.
right.
You'd have to. Okay. At the end of your turn, it is going to take a legendary action and make a claw attack. No, it's going to make a tail attack on Glorp.
Oh, fuck. I forgot I got that close.
All right, Glorp, that's a 29 to hit.
Reaction, I would like to use Runic Shield, and please re-roll that.
Okay. That's a tail attack. There's a.
Damn.
Is it 29 to hit your AC?
The second Krastar is going to use the reaction for Runic
Is
Shield.
the second crash? What's the range on that?
It's 60 feet.
Second Krastar is not within 60 feet. Second
dang it.
Krastar is only within 100 feet. Okay,
Ah,
so does
I'm
a 29
so
hit your
sorry.
AC?
Well, it's a funny thing about that.
I have to ask because you're level 20. I don't know what the fuck you guys can do.
Yeah, it hits.
All right, tail attack for 23 points of bludgeoning damage on
23 points
Glorp.
of bludgeoning.
gonna zoom
All right,
in
hold
here.
on a second. Let me check my.
and I need a strength saving throw.
Yes. Strength saving throw. I can actually make strength saving throws with wisdom.
Sure.
Because I have. Hold on, I have the thing in here.
Yeah, I believe it. Honestly, you guys can tell me just about anything, and I'd probably believe it.
Glorp's
That's good to
actually
know.
immune to all damage.
Okay, that I do not believe.
Yeah, level 20 monks are actually immortal, so
Yeah.
I'll be close
I mean, they are
to
immortal
it.
in the sense that they never age and they won't die naturally. But
DC.
no,
20,
actually they do
okay.
still die. They just look
They-
young until they die.
That's
Yeah,
right,
They,
they just
still
look young
they
till
still
they die.
die of old age.
They
Yeah.
Yeah,
just
they just
don't
have
age.
a great skincare routine.
Yeah. Oh man. Okay. Yeah. Cool. Making that roll. Here we go. Just got to get a 9 or higher. Hey. All right, but I take 23
Okay.
damage. rough.
yeah. So you do take 23 points of bludgeoning damage, but you are not knocked prone as this thing runs up on you and whips its tail around as it smashes the buildings and begins to catch them on fire. The whole time is dancing. That is the end of Whis' turn. It took its legendary action. Glorp, you're up.
Yeah.
Glorp, you need to make a wisdom saving throw.
Glorp needs to make against what?
Against dancing.
What does dancing count as a condition? Is it like a charm?
It does not say charm. This is some homebrew bullshit. Creatures within 30 feet of the Tarrasque that are not deafened hear a jaunty song emitting from the Tarrasque. A creature that is not a Tarrasque that starts its turn hearing the song must succeed a DC 19 Wisdom saving throw or dance until the start of its next turn. A dancing creature must use all of its movement to dance without leaving its space and has disadvantage on dexterity saves and attack rolls. While dancing, other creatures have advantage on attack rolls against the creature.
Great, love that. All right, what's the save?
Wisdom, DC 19. See, you probably make it, right? You got a plus 11.
I got a plus 11. Here we go. Hey!
28. So despite the absolute fattest beat you've ever heard rocking out of this Tarrasque as it whips its tail around and jauntily dances and shakes its Tarrasque hips, Glorp is not moved. Glorp's,
You all can actually see Glorp's ooze body is pulsating rhythmically with the just kind of like
Glorp's heart may be made of ooze, but it's actually made of steel today.
all right, cool. First thing.
Yeah, you're up.
Also, this sounds like the Time Splitters theme. I love it.
Oh,
but it sounds like the
that's fine. I wrote this beat myself, and it is the one I did the original Steph Scriven, Bucko talking, Christian Rocks,
I knew it sounded
yeah, it's that beat.
Have that
but
on
I
my
just
PC,
I just took the lyrics out, and it's this is the OG version of it with no lyrics.
Hell yeah! All right, first thing, Glorp uses a bonus action to bring forth their Eldritch Maul from their Eldritch Claw tattoo. So Glorp's kind of like elongated, rounded.
What?
Yeah.
Okay, sorry. Continue.
Kind of just got elongated clubs for arms, really, at this point, and they spread out and become like prototype style, like giant gooey claws that extend from Glorp's tiny body.
That's so fucking cool. Level 20, baby. All right, let her rip.
And Glorp makes their 3 attacks. So 1, 2,
ooh.
3. And on the crit that Glorp hits on, he rolls an extra d6 because the claws give an extra d6 of damage.
Cool.
So let me Eldritch Maul.
We did not specify crit rules for this, so I'm going to say let's just use normal crit rules because that's how all the sheets are set up currently.
Okay, should the maul be doubled then too? Or
yeah,
should the
all
maul
damage,
be rolled twice?
everything except for modifiers would be doubled. So if the maul is a roll versus a modifier, you know, it is what it is, right? So if the maul's a roll, which it looks like it is, okay. So we got 16, 19,
and then 7,
26. Yeah.
Yeah. Cool.
Okay.
And then Glorp. Glorp has a second action, and hasn't used any movement yet.
Has a second. Oh, from haste, right?
Yeah, haste. So Glorp is going to no, that's a bonus action. Glorp already used their bonus action. And I don't want to burn my action doing this thing. So Glorp is actually just going to take another attack and then run.
Okay.
But with the bonus action from haste, you don't get to make multi-attacks. So it's just the single.
Okay.
So Glorp just makes another single attack. 25.
25 exactly
and that gets
hits.
the D6 from Eldritch Maul still.
Okay.
Do you not get your second attack for your attack action?
You
Because-
don't.
Not
Under
with
haste. Under haste, it
Oh,
specifies
okay.
one weapon attack only. So
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So that's another 21 force damage. As Glorp is clawing the shit out of this thing's tail as it's been whacked.
okay.
And then Glorp uses its movement.
Okay.
So because of mobile, it doesn't get an attack of opportunity.
We should try to regroup, y'all.
Actually, Glorp's not even going to do that. Glorp, didn't mean to move Glorp there. Hold on. Let me move Glorp back to where they were.
Okay.
Glorp's just going to, like, hightail it through the Krazes
Okay.
and do... Great.
Okay.
Right
While that
there.
D&D beat
Yeah.
has been amusing, it is repetitive, so I'm going to switch it over to like an actual battle song now.
And then I think that's everything that Glorp's got this turn.
Okay. At the end of Glorp's turn, this is going to take another legendary action to move and is going to rush over to Kraz, which will, of course, cause the building that Kraz is on to begin to catch on fire. As this thing just like smashes and bashes its way through. And then Farplebuck, you are up. You are a bat. You have flown over here. I don't know when you turn back into a person or how that works. Also, your at the beginning of your turn, I think the icy stuff goes away, which doesn't really matter because it's already gone. But it has dissipated. What would you like to do?
It didn't dissipate. It actually wasn't. It wasn't a concentration spell. It was an instantaneous spell.
No, I know, but it says that it makes the terrain, because I actually used that spell in soccer. Right. CG Cast Ren. It maintains. It doesn't do more damage, but it makes it difficult terrain until the beginning of your next turn, and then dissipates. So it has now dissipated.
It's still a bat. Flies over towards in between the two Krazes. And is going to cast Enlarge Reduce, spending 2 meta magic points.
Can you cast spells as a bat?
Yes.
How?
Level 20, baby.
What specifically allows you to do that? It's not a huge deal. I just kind of want to know.
So the Cloak of the Bat is a very rare item.
Okay.
It allows you. You retain while you are in this magical bat form all of your mental abilities. Only your physical abilities change, and you retain the ability to speak, I believe.
Yeah, but it is the same as polymorph, basically, except with those other changes. I don't think you can cast spells while polymorphed. And also, you have to be in an area of dim light or darkness. I guess you could have gotten yourself into a shady part. That's
sure.
We won't worry about that.
He can. Well, I think as a bonus action, I can unbat.
Yeah, you. Yeah.
So let's do that. Can I unbat myself?
Yeah, actually, polymorph is like a concentration spell, so you can just drop polymorph. It doesn't even take a bonus action. You can just stop being polymorphed at any point that you want. So,
poof.
I will give you. We will unbat you. Bloop.
And what's about to happen next is also quite complicated. The Farfelbuck will spend 2 sorcery points to twin spell cast Enlarge Reduce on both Krazes.
Okay.
Increasing both Krazes to
colossal.
I believe.
Okay. Sure.
No, they're gargantuan now. My bad.
Okay. Let's see.
How big is this thing supposed to be? Do I have this thing the right size?
It's supposed to be colossal.
Well, no, this is actually gargantuan.
Yeah,
excuse
Tarrasques
me.
gargantuan.
The target's size doubles in all dimensions.
Yeah. So this thing you're basically as big as the Tarrasque now.
That's so stupid.
I think I'm colossal. I think I'm bigger
I'll be right
than
back.
the Tarrasque.
Okay, so
If it doubles.
That's
because
so here's the Enlarge Reduced spell.
Well, I think Enlarge says it just says that they count as one size bigger.
Oh, okay.
Right? So to read it, Beast, but
I see. Yeah, so okay. If the target is a creature, everything it's wearing changes in size, any items drop, blah blah blah. The target size doubles in all dimensions. Its weight is multiplied by 8. The growth increases its size up by 1 category from medium to large, for example.
Yeah.
Strength checks, saving throws have advantage. I think that's already something Crestar has. While weapons are enlarged, the target's attacks with them deal an extra D4 damage.
I'm gonna say because you're that big, how many times have you been made bigger?
I think he's 3 times now.
I'm gargantuan.
Yeah, so When you use your Rune Knight thing, does it do the same 1d4, or how does it impact your damage?
It's 1d10 per turn, once a turn.
Okay.
Pretty much.
Of extra damage?
Yes.
Okay. And then, but that was like when you used your Rune Knight thing. You got bigger again. What did
There was
that
a potion
do?
that he drank.
Right?
Yeah.
That's I think that adds a extra damage die onto it.
Well, okay,
I
what
don't know the
was the potion?
so potion of
goodness.
growth. You
Potion
grow
of growth,
one
okay.
size larger
All right, let's
for
look at
1d4 hours.
You gain the enlarged effect of enlarge reduce. So at this point,
Okay,
you're
so that's
actually rolling
2d4.
2 extra d4s of damage with every weapon hit.
D&D, folks.
Indeed.
So Farplebuck, poof, from a bat back into a Farple as he is. Immediately, a 1 and a 2. There's a bit of a high and low pressure system mixing here, and he blasts out magical beams of light from 2 of his scaly hands at both Krastars, making them even larger. Now we have 2 of our own Tarrasques to fight this thing.
Level 20. Level 20.
Then do I, as a level 20 wizard, because I haven't researched this at all, does anyone know if I have multiple actions?
I don't think you do.
No.
No,
So it's still just
unfortunately
one
not.
spell, one cantrip, right?
You can, however, use sorcery points to
Quicken
Quicken.
spell.
Quicken spell stuff, yeah.
yes.
Yeah, let's see.
That doesn't
spell
change the
mastery,
rule
signature
of
spells.
yeah. That doesn't change the
bonus
one
action,
spell,
cantrips,
one
whatever.
cantrip.
Unless you action search.
Right. If you took
yeah.
fighter levels, you could action search, which would
I
allow you
do
to.
not have fighter levels.
Yeah. Okay.
But there's like no easy way to tell which of these is a bonus action. I'm so sorry.
Let's take a look. I
so many.
okay.
So many
Contingency to
spells.
one fish first. I don't think most of these are.
Okay, bonus one action. All right. How does, if you know how sorcery points quicken spell works, is it so you can spell? Is it you
At
2
this
sorcery
point,
points
yeah.
to
So
change the casting?
since you have already cast a spell that has a level higher than cantrip with your main action, if you use sorcery points, the highest thing you can cast is a cantrip.
Is a cantrip.
Now, if you quicken a cantrip, you could cast a spell, but you've already done the other one. You know what I mean? So
Right. So in this case, I think because I'm hilariously unprepared for as many spells as I have, my turn
level 20.
is over.
All right, Kraz, legendary action coming at you. As Farplebuck's turn ends, you are going to be the recipient of a claw attack.
Okay.
Wait. Attack. Yeah, a 1 claw or tail attack. Okay, so 1 claw attack. Kaboom. Does a 29 hit your AC?
Hold up.
That
Second Krastar is going to invoke Runic Shield. Reroll
Okay.
that, please.
Does a 29 hit your AC?
that is actually not a 29 because that's a 12.
It's a 12. Okay, a 12 plus 19
Wait,
to
really?
hit would be better than what it
Oh,
actually rolled.
Sorry, I misread that. I thought that it was a 19 that you rolled.
No, this thing
It
has a plus
does-
19 to hit.
Never mind.
It does hit.
It does
Yeah,
hit.
never
All right,
mind.
that
Yes.
claw is going to deal 31 points of slashing damage as to Krastar Prime. And then I would like someone other than Daniel to roll me a d6. Also, at this, the city's choking hazard shit, the dust cloud dissipates as the next thing happens, which
I'm
is...
so sorry. On Farplebuck's turn, I forgot to move Bill because there's already so much going on.
All good.
Bill is poisoned. He's going to make a con save.
Okay.
if I can find his sheet. It's a 17.
Well, that effect ends anyway, and I think it was a DC 15. So, okay.
Then he's gonna move. That's
Okay.
it.
As you guys are sitting here, the only two that this can apply to, Krastar and Farplebuck, a stampede of fleeing commoners rushes through, running away, trying to make their way like this away from all the shit that's happening. I need both of you to make strength saving throws, although Krastar, you have... I don't think this can actually happen to Krastar. I think the only one this can happen to is Farplebuck. Farplebuck, I need a strength saving throw. Because the stampede of people cannot possibly knock you over. You're 60 feet tall.
Wait a minute. I can sign autographs for everyone.
All right, roll that strength save, Farplebuck.
That will be plus.
Okay, plus.
Or not plus. There's a lot of things that are going to happen.
Okay.
The first thing that happens is I'm burning a luck point.
Okay.
To roll that again.
Oh God,
buddy.
Okay.
Oh no.
That's double 2. Like, that's a 4 and 2.
This is going great.
Look, it's not that bad. Just take the L.
It's fine.
You take 200 points of
You take
stampeding.
5 points of bludgeoning damage and are knocked prone. So
5 points of damage is kind of a lot because Farplebuck is a wizard. They're still very small.
listen, it's not a lot compared to what'll happen if that thing gets you in its mouth. I'll tell you that right now. Okay. So that is the city hazard, is a stampede. You have survived that. Nothing happened to Kraz. They just sort of bounce off of you and run away. And that brings us to Krastar Prime.
Sweet. Do I need to make the wisdom?
You do. Yes, I need a DC 19 wisdom saving throw versus dance.
Oh boy, here we go.
Versus the dance.
All I'm saying is I want to see a giant Krastar do
So
a
that is
work.
13. So if that is a failure, Krastar is dancing. Krastar, you are seized.
Just got a giant dance party.
Yeah, you are seized as many of these people, the people that ran over Farplebuck were the ones that escaped the dance. There's like a crowd of just like, just people fucking, as they're being squished by this thing, they're just drawn in irresistibly to the dance. I'm going to give you this funny wind symbol. And you still, so here's what the dance does. I'm actually just going to put it in chat. There it is. You can still take actions. You have disadvantage on your attacks. And you can't move at all. And you have disadvantage on dexterity saving throws. And then creatures have advantage attacking you.
Okay. Well,
so other than that, take your turn as normal.
both Krastars are going to rage and become resistant to every damage type in the game.
Jesus Christ.
And that is true.
That is, you got that bear totem, baby.
Didn't Kraz take that armor of invulnerability?
Yeah, but the armor of invulnerability has to be activated on an action. Yeah.
Gotcha.
But
okay.
So, anyways, I actually think I have some stuff I can do here.
Yeah, let her rip.
So, Krastar Prime's gonna grapple this dancing Tarrasque.
Okay.
With advantage.
Okay.
All right.
So you're making opposed athletics checks here?
Yep. I have a plus 16 to it.
Okay.
Hey.
It's got a plus 10 for a total of 12. So you grapple the Tarrasque.
Krastar Prime's going to shove it prone.
Okay.
So that's another athletics.
Let her rip.
25.
22.
Hey-o.
So
Welcome
now
to
it's-
my world, David.
Glorp, you know what you have to do.
Remember to call out your
Crastar.
rolls. Oh yeah, remember to call out the numbers of your rolls for the podcast. I forgot to mention that before, and we've missed
My
a bunch
bad.
of them. So if you're listening to the podcast, hey guys, we're sorry. We forget that shit. We have a whole little screen here that we can look at.
Crastar is going to burn his second action surge. And
God, you
since
get
it's
2 action surges.
Oh
Yes.
my god.
Okay, let her rip.
since it's prone, Crastar has advantage, but is reduced to normal, right?
Yes. So the advantage and disadvantage cancel out, and you're making flat rolls.
I'm gonna reckless attack to get advantage.
I don't think you can stack them that way. I think if you have advantage from one source and disadvantage from another source, I think it just hits flat.
Right.
Does
So,
it? Okay,
yeah.
that's fine.
I mean,
That's
and it
fine.
hasn't. Well, yeah. So it just hits flat.
So here's what's gonna
Do
happen.
you need to? Oh, never
Does a
mind.
natural 36 hit?
Yep.
Wow.
Sure does.
All right. So here's the funny part. I'm going to burn a fire rune,
Okay.
and that. Let me find it here. Sorry.
Don't forget to roll the additional 2d4 for being a absolute beefy boy.
Yeah.
And double
Roll.
it because you crit.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
All I can be put in the mind of is that Crastar is now Surtur the Fire Giant. from
Basically.
Norse mythology. Yeah.
Right.
So
Okay. So
that 2d4. Let me
okay.
find them.
What weapon are you using?
It's just a normal hammer, so it will
Okay,
be
so-
halved.
This thing
But-
is immune to non-magical attacks.
Immune?
Immune.
Well, it still takes fire damage from
It does still take the fire damage.
Yes.
So somebody get that beefy boy a magical weapon here real quick, because
Are Tarrasques not immune to fire?
they are immune to fire damage as well.
Sorry,
They're immune to-
I'm so
you're,
sorry.
No, you're fine.
Oh, that's
They are, they are immune
Wow.
to
What?
fire, poison, and non-magical attacks.
But it still has to make a DC 18 Constitution saving throw.
Our man's had a holy avenger. He left it at home.
Collateral.
You know what? You know
Collateral.
what? Screw it. For he's gonna throw away the hammer and pull out a moon touch sword.
Okay.
It's
Well,
magical.
I am gonna say that this crit unfortunately does get eaten, but it will take the. No, it doesn't take any of the. It's immune to all of this.
It has to make a DC 18 con save or
Okay.
be restrained.
Con save. Okay.
Yeah.
18 con save. Boom. What do we got? That is a 17. It is restrained.
Oh,
So
oh.
it's prone, grappled, and restrained.
By a dancing gargantuan Krastar.
Yeah, and it is still dancing too. So it's like shimmying its hips seductively as it like wiggles and crushes these buildings.
Glorp is watching longingly in the distance.
Yeah. Okay.
The other Krastar is going to just hold its action.
Okay. All right. Anything else? Is that it for Krastars?
That is it for the Krastars.
Okay. The Tarrasque is grappled, restrained, and prone. It already.
It's got.
Go ahead.
It's. I think it. When it's restrained, I think it makes the save a disadvantage, right? Because
I don't think it's gonna.
grappled-
I think it's just gonna attack you.
Okay.
It can do that. I mean, it already. So it has disadvantage from being prone and restrained, but it has advantage because you're dancing. So these are
So
just
it's
flat rolls.
normal. Yeah.
Okay, so first things first, it uses Frightful Presence.
Okay.
Every creature within 120 feet needs to make a DC 17 Wisdom save or become frightened. Some of you guys with the heroism stuff may be immune to frightened. I don't know how that works. That's on you. But you need a DC 17 Wisdom save as this thing lashes out. It's probably less frightening now that it's trapped on the ground, but hey.
So
Okay.
Krastar Prime. Oh nope, they got the same thing. Never mind.
Okay.
So they're both frightened.
I don't know what a good. We'll put these bleeding eyes on them for fear, I guess.
You know, actually, I don't
wait,
think the
aren't
potion
you
of
raging?
heroism casts heroism. Sorry.
Do you have the mindless rage ability, Daniel?
No, it's only level 3. Yeah. Sorry.
Yeah, I don't think the potion of heroism actually casts the spell heroism.
Okay.
It just gives the 10 hit points and then bless.
Right.
So
Okay,
we
cool.
still have to roll unless you have something that makes you immune to fear.
Fair enough. You can add the bless to your saves, can't you? So
Yes.
if you
Yes.
needed them. Okay, so Beast makes, or not Beast, you make the save. This
Fire
happens to
robot.
everybody within 120 feet. So I need Glorp. And are you guys within 120 feet?
Glorp is within 120
Yes.
feet.
So
Oh,
Bill
and
and Glorp,
Bill.
but not. I don't think. Oh no! Both you and the Kawato, all of you need to make the save. So if you have not made that Wisdom save, please do so.
Gotcha. I wasn't for sure.
What's
Yeah.
the DC?
17.
All right. That's a 23.
Okay, that makes the save. Revenant fails.
25 for Weiss.
That makes
and
the
then-
save.
Just a moment.
So
And then we have got
For
a
the Quaddle.
12 for the Quaddle.
okay, so both of the Krazes and the Kawaddle fail, and Bill fails. The rest of you guys make the save and are not frightened. You can make the save at the end of your future turns.
Yeah. We have to
Um,
spend our turn running, and then we.
and you have
Yeah, sorry, at the
disadvantage on the
beginning.
saves. You have disadvantage on those future saves if the Tarrasque is within line of sight. Also, if you succeed on the save, you are immune for the next 24 hours. So those of you who have made the save do not have to make it again.
I think the frightened condition ends if it attacks you too. I think that's just general.
I don't think so.
I
Let's
don't. I think
put-
that's charmed. I don't think frightened.
Yeah,
does
that's
that.
charm.
Oh, is it? Okay.
Yeah, let's look. I'll just throw it in chat here.
Frightened, if you take damage, I think you get a chance to make another save,
There you
but
go.
it doesn't automatically end.
Oh, it grabbed more stuff than I wanted. Hang on. I just want this.
Oh, there's so much stuff.
So much stuff in chat. Okay, so it uses its frightful presence and then makes 5 attacks. 1 with its bite, 2 with its claws, 1 with its horn, 1 with its tails. And unfortunately for Kraz,
Yeesh.
you are the only thing in attacking distance, and you've made it unable to move. So,
Yep.
1 with the bite. Here it comes. Does a 34 hit?
It does.
Okay. You are now grappled in turn. So you've grappled it. It has grappled you.
Okay. It's restrained. Can it grapple me?
I think so. I don't think there's anything in restraint that says it can't grapple another creature.
Okay. I'll take half that.
Okay. So
It's holding on to Krastar's leg.
and then it makes 2 with its claws, and these are flat rolls. So I've got a 27 and a 38.
They all hit.
Okay. For 24 and 20.
That's 12 and 10. So
So those are the 2 claws. 1 attack
22.
with the horns. So 36
that hits.
for 26 points piercing damage. And then 1 with the tail. That's a 36
That hits.
for 28, and I need a strength saving throw.
Okay,
I'll
so
give you
13.
you already have advantage on this, so
This thing gets
Yeah.
5 attacks.
5 attacks
Yeah.
and frightful presence.
While restrained.
Luckily for you, it can't swallow you though. You're too big, so you're
That's
not in
CR30
danger
for
of
you.
that. Yeah, CR30. CR30. Okay, so that is. Let's see. I'll run through for the podcast. That was 34 to hit for 25 piercing damage, 27 and 38 to hit on the claws for 24 and 20 slashing damage, respectively. 36 with the horns for 26 points of piercing damage, and 36 to hit with the tail for 28 points of bludgeoning damage. And I need that DC 20 strength save from.
All of that is half.
And all of that is half to do the raging.
Yep. And strength save.
Yes.
Oh.
23 makes it, so
23.
you are not knocked prone. So it tries to like hit you with everything it's got and drag you down with it, but it is unable to do that. You are too powerful with that nat 20. That was a 36 on the save. That's it. That's all it's got. Weiss, you're up, baby.
Okay, well, I'm still very much out of range to do anything that's helpful to anybody. So
Brutal.
we're going to
Brutal.
use our movement here. 15, 20. I think we can get right here. Yep. And I guess we will burn the action to get up a little bit further.
Okay.
20, 25, 30, 40. So I think right here. Oh. I get a little bit further than that.
Okay.
We're going to move right there. And then we have to make this one guy fly away, correct?
Yeah, so that thing, let's look at the frightened condition that it dropped on you. A creature can repeat the saving throw at the end of its turn. So basically, it needs to get out of line of sight. It can't move closer to the creature from frightened, I believe. Yeah, it can't willingly move closer to the source of its fear and has disadvantage on ability checks. But it could like duck down under one of the buildings and make that save without disadvantage just to break line of sight, like cower behind the angel begins to cower behind the building, basically.
So like right in here, you think?
Yeah, anywhere in there is fine. As long as it's not closer to the Tarrasque.
Oh, well, we'll move back here.
Yeah.
Because we have to make the save regardless anyway. Okay. And then we need wisdom, was it?
The entire time yes, it is wisdom. The entire time Weiss has been down the road, finally rounds the corner to see gargantuan Kraz wrestling a dinosaur. Basically, yeah, you've rolled up on your buddy wrestling Godzilla, and there's two of him, and they're both the size of Godzilla.
Dance fighting.
Dance fighting, yeah. And Godzilla is like on his back, just like, dancing. And your friend is holding him down, dancing. It is the most ridiculous thing you guys could have rolled. The other one that you almost rolled was a regenerating Tarrasque, which was not nearly as fun. Not nearly as amusing.
Yeah, that would have been a way worse time.
So I'm glad we did the averages thing. And also, thanks, James and Tricasso. Thanks for the Beyonce dancing Tarrasque.
Thanks, bud.
Somebody at that dude on Twitter and tell him what we've done here. Okay. So Weiss, you have moved in. The Coatl made the save. The Coatl is no longer afraid. You've run in. Anything you can do with your bonus action from that distance?
I was actually curious about that. I just saw that mid-bite. Let's see.
I mean, spiritual weapon is a bonus action, but it has a range of 60 feet?
Yeah, 60 feet, and then you can move it 20 feet.
Per turn, yeah.
Yeah.
So you actually could get spiritual weapon in zone to hit that thing, if you want.
Okay. Yeah, the only other thing I had was guiding bolt, but it takes an action, right?
Takes an action, yep.
Okay, so let me pull up the spiritual weapon thing. That way I have it ready.
And also let me know what your spiritual weapon looks like, and I'll try and get you a token for it. I don't have that many things, so don't make it crazy. Or do, and I'll just figure it out.
Help if I can spell it. There it is. It's gonna be a hammer.
Can be a hammer.
If that's
all right.
helpful.
I've got that. All right. Also, how are folks doing for time tonight? I know that it's the weekend, but I don't know what people have going on. This is not the only fight. I'll just tell you that. So if you want us to try to push through, or we can call it when we hit the end of this, we're coming up on 10 o'clock. I usually try to keep these to 3 hours, but we're not going to finish this fully in that amount of time. So it's up to you guys if you want to try to push through. There's basically one more combat after this. So
it doesn't matter to me. I'm fine.
Okay. I don't have work tomorrow.
Okay.
But if other people need to dip.
Farpo Buck may meet with a terrible fate sometime middle of the battle.
Okay.
Yeah, let's cast spiritual weapon.
Okay. And you can get it all the way over there. So I'll just drop it wherever here. It's fine. You have control over it if you need to move it.
Okay. And then what was it I roll for that?
It is a ranged spell attack, which should be on your spell page.
Excellent.
Or I think you can just click. Actually, I think you can just click spiritual weapon and it'll attack with it.
Yeah.
Okay.
And you can decide to cast it at higher levels and it'll do more damage if you want. That's up to you.
Okay, I gotta find it first. Not only am I not used to playing high level D&D, but also almost never play casters. So this is great.
Real quick, it's far past its turn, but it was supposed to make a con save at the end of its last turn.
Oh, to stay restrained? Oh, okay. Yes. That's an every turn thing?
Yes. It's supposed to take fire damage, but
it doesn't. Well, but does it? Okay. Is it restrained until it makes until it tries to break the restraint, or is it restrained until a turn and then it makes the save again?
As long as it's restrained, it will take 2d6 fire damage on the start of its turn.
Okay.
But it can remake the save at the end of every turn. After that, it's not restrained anymore.
Gotcha. Okay, so that's a 26. All right, so it is not restrained. We will take off the restraint, but it is still grappled and prone.
Okay, I rolled a 21.
Actually, sorry, that is not a 26. That is an 18.
That was a 10 on the die plus.
No, it's still.
Does that still beat it?
Yeah, well, because it's a 10 on the die plus it's 16 con, or it had a 16 on the die plus 10, got it to a 26, right? So if you gave it an 18, it would have like a 28 instead.
No. I'm giving it a 2.
Oh, you're giving it a 2. That would give it a 12. 12 all day.
Then it would fail.
Okay. So it failed and is still restrained.
Nice.
Okay. And your spiritual weapon, while you're looking it up, had advantage. Still didn't hit.
Yeah.
Unless you you have bless though from drinking that potion, right? Or was it you who drank the potions of heroism or whatever?
I just got the strength one.
Okay, never mind then. All right. Okay, so that's Weiss. You've attacked. You've used your bonus action. Okay, at the end of Weiss's, go ahead.
No, I just remembered that I did roll for the creature.
Okay. For the wisdom save?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it made it. That was a 23 from the Quaddle for the wisdom save versus fear, so it is no longer afraid. God came down and said, "Yo, bitch, get back in there. Get your head in the game, son." Okay, at the end of Weiss's turn, we are going to have a bite attack for 2 legendary actions on Kraz. That's a nat 1. Damn.
Unfortunately, that does not hit.
Okay, so it is really trying, but it has failed to hit Kraz with that bite. Glorp, you're up.
Okay, Glorp has a non-traditional plan. This thing is on the ground.
Yes.
Glorp pulls from their pocket a potion of diminution.
Okay.
And Glorp, as a bonus action, activates their Ghost Step Tattoo, which makes them immaterial.
Okay.
They can phase through creatures and objects. Glorp would like to run through the Tarrasque while it is on the ground and dump the potion of diminution in its stomach to bring it down by 1 size category for 1d4 hours.
You would have to. Well, I think you would have to do it to the outside of it because its stomachs are demiplanes.
Yeah.
I don't. Let's look at Swallow. What does it say?
Wait, what?
Yeah, what the hell did you just say? I'm sorry.
You're gonna have to explain all of that.
I actually don't think in 5e the stomachs are anything. I think that the thing with the demiplane stomach is an astral something or other. It's like a astral dreadnought, maybe.
Oh, well, yeah.
Yeah, astral dreadnoughts have the demiplanes. Yeah, astral dreadnoughts have the demiplane stomachs. Tarrasques just have normal stomachs full of normal acid that will melt your face if you get in there. So.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'll allow it. Go ahead. I don't even think it gets a save.
There's nothing rules is written in like how to.
Yeah, I would think it would, like, if you're trying to force feed it to something, would normally be some kind of contested check. But with your level 20 shit, I think we just do it. I say go for it. So it is reduced by one SAS
category for 1d4 hours.
Okay,
So
for 4 hours.
4 hours, it is smaller. And he can still hit technically while he uses bonus action, and I'm gonna say it would make sense that he used his other action to use the potion in it, right?
I would say yes.
If he's diminished, his damage is reduced too.
It is. It reduces it by 1d4. I feel like that's not enough. I think it knocks off a I know it's like not how the mechanics work, but I think that's just silly. I think it's gonna knock off one of the damage dice from each attack for this guy. So anyway, yeah, you guys continue your stuff. So you've done your potion. You've shrunk this thing. I'm gonna fuck with all of its attack rolls and knock off one of its damage dice because
Glorp
I think
makes
that's
his-
just as fair.
His attack. Can we say that Glorp used his regular action for his attack and used his haste action for dumping the potion? Would that be fair?
Sure, yeah. Go ahead. You rolled an
Cool.
attack? Question mark.
No, Glorp's about to roll an attack on his way out of the thing.
Okay, yeah, go for it.
Yeah.
Do you have to stop being immaterial for that, and how does that work?
It doesn't say that drinking the potion means that you can't attack. It just says that you can phase through monsters and objects.
Okay, yeah, cool.
And that you have resistance to all non-magical damage.
Very cool. Okay, roll your attack. You have advantage
so-
because it is prone and restrained.
Hell yeah. 1, that's a crit.
There it is.
2, that's 26. 3, that's just an 18.
Okay. The 32 and the 26 hit.
Hell yeah. So 9 plus 8, and then that's going to be 2 Eldritch Maul. 2 rolls for that for the crit. So
Okay.
boom. Boom. So that's 10. So for
Okay.
the crit, that's 17. It's 27.
Okay.
And then the regular hit is 9 plus another 3. So 12.
Okay, cool.
So total of 39 damage, I think.
Okay.
And he keeps fucking running.
Okay.
How's
Glorp-
this Tarrasque looking?
Oh, he's fine.
moves
He's
another-
fine.
60 feet up. Glorp's gonna move to the other side of this pyramid.
He looks, actually, honestly, he looks better than you do. Even with your resistance.
Ouch.
Yeah.
All right, and that's everything for Glorp. Glorp doesn't have
Okay.
anything else to do, so
Cool. At the end of Glorp's turn, this thing is going to make a... let's see. A tail attack. No, we'll say a claw attack. It makes a claw attack versus our friend. It's a
That
38 to hit
hits. Yep.
for 26 points of slashing damage to make up
That's
for the nat 1
13.
earlier. So, 38 to hit for
was
26,
its
which is half.
damage reduced?
Yes, I did. So it now rolls 3d8s instead of 4. All of
Okay,
I've
so
knocked
it's
1 dice
13.
off of all of its attacks. So it's been rolling like 40d10s or 3d8s depending on what the or 40d10s or 48s depending on what the attack is. It's now rolling 3 instead.
All right.
Okay, very cool. That was its legendary. That brings us to Farplebuck.
So before Farplebuck acts, a raging Bill is going to charge forward.
Is Bill immune to fear?
He got frightened.
That's right. I mean, not unless he gained a level after he died.
He is okay. He's conditioned. So I'm using the Revenant stats.
As a Revenant,
He is
okay,
immune to
yeah.
frightened. So we're just gonna roll with that because I don't want to deal with figuring out what Bill actually is right now. Bill is a Revenant.
Question.
Bill's been to hell and back, or we actually don't know what plane of existence Bill went to, but Bill's been to the afterlife. He's not afraid of a dinosaur.
Do I?
All right,
But,
so
Sorry.
yeah.
Do I remake the wisdom save since it attacked me?
Versus the dance
Fear.
No. Versus the fear.
Yes.
No. You'll make that save at
Okay.
the end of your turns. If you forgot to make it at the end of a turn recently, you can go ahead and make it now.
Oh, didn't mean to do that.
Yeah, I did forget to do it.
So
Okay.
Still doesn't help.
And I think
Alright.
both of your Krastars were afraid, so
All right, so I have to roll this separate because he's using the Hammer of Thunderbolts. He's got a +9, so that's a 22 to hit.
okay.
But he has the Charger ability, which I think gives him +5 when he runs in a straight line, which he did. I can't remember, honestly.
All right, well, let's look it up. Chaboy's got D&D Beyond over
Where's
here,
that
friends.
extra
When you use
damage?
your action to dash, you can use your bonus action to make one melee attack or shove a creature. If you move at least 10 feet in a straight line immediately before attacking with before taking this bonus action, you gain a +5 bonus to the attack's damage roll if you chose to make a melee
damage.
attack.
Never mind.
Okay.
Well, gosh, but never mind. He runs up to a Tarrasque and he boinks it with the hammer of Thor, and
Okay.
it does nothing.
Okay.
And then Farplebuck is going to cast Tidal Wave at level. I don't know. Oops! I would like to cast that, please.
Okay.
If you
That looks like you cast it. It's DC
never
18
mind.
deck save
yes,
for 13 bludgeoning damage. Okay.
It will be. It's going to be sort of over here-ish, sort of splashing on that area. It's a 20. The area can be up to 30 feet long and 10 feet wide.
Okay.
Basically, I want to cover this alleyway starting in the Tarrasque with a intense deluge of water from like a sudden storm, and that water is going to cause every creature basically to Tarrasque to make a dex save, which it has disadvantage for being restrained.
Okay. So how big is this stuff?
It's a wave of water that crashes down on an area 30 feet long and 10 feet
5,
wide.
10, 15, 20, 25, 30, and 10 feet wide. Okay, so that is the thing.
It's a giant slip and slide.
And where are you placing it again?
Basically on the Tarrasque, pushing out into the alleys.
Oh, so the tidal wave goes from the top, from like the skinny end of it, or is it on the, or are you trying to do like this? And
No,
push it?
that was right the first time.
Okay.
So the water's
Okay,
going
go
to
through
crash
that.
down. The water spreads out in the ground in all directions. On a failed save, a creature is going to take
Wait, what the shit is my fucking...
13 points of bludgeoning damage. It's already prone, so
Shit.
that's not something it needs to worry about. But all of that water is going to crash and spread out and extinguish any unprotected flames in the area.
Okay, so it... Does it move the creature or just knock it prone?
It would knock it prone, but it's already prone and restrained. So.
Okay, but it does not move the creature.
Correct.
Okay. All right. Well, we're gonna. Okay, so a bunch of this fire gets yeeted. Probably that one as well. Okay. And then this thing needs to make a save versus damage, DC 18 dex save, which it has disadvantage on, or does it automatically fail when it's restrained?
It only has disadvantage. Oh wait, but it's also prone.
I'm gonna say it still has disadvantage. So that is a 4, so that does not make it. So it takes 13 points of damage.
And that I think. Oh my goodness! Yeah, I think that is my turn.
Okay. That is Farplebuck's turn. It has used all its legendary actions. Somebody who has not rolled a d6. Roll me a d6, baby. I don't know who's up. We got a 5, okay?
Believe.
A 5. Ooh, okay. You rolled that one. Go ahead and roll me another d6.
Oh boy, I love that. That's great. Another 5.
Ooh, okay. Yikes.
Everyone
boy.
instantly dies.
Not exactly, but it's not great for you.
Another
Y'all.
Tarrasque spawns.
Okay, hang on. Ba-ba-ba-ba. How far? 100 feet long, okay?
I just realized Bill should have had advantage on that attack.
Okay, go ahead and roll it. I don't care.
Okay. He has a +9, so he needs to get a 16. That's a nat 20.
Okay, so go ahead and roll damage. I'm jiggy with it.
Damage is...
okay.
I'm just going to take the average if that's fine. It's 2d6 + 9, so that's a 16, which is a
we're gonna
crit,
roll it.
so Oh, okay.
I got it. 2d6 plus 9. There you go.
Sure is.
Okay.
Plus,
I have-
I mean, doubled. So
Oh, so it's 2 more d6s. So that is 22 all day. What kind of weapon does Bill have?
it is a magical maul.
Okay. Okay, 23 damage. Okay, so as the battle is raging, guys, another group is fighting a Tarrasque. I'm going to roll a d4. I'm going to roll a d3 to determine whose group it is. 3. So Vajra Safar is doing battle with her own Tarrasque 3 blocks over, and she launches a mighty lightning bolt, which reflects off of the Tarrasque's reflective carapace and blasts into you guys. I need everybody to make a dexterity saving throw, DC 17.
That's a flat check for me.
Everybody?
No, not everybody. I'm sorry. I need both of the Krazes, Farple Buck, and Revenant Bill. My apologies.
Okay.
My apologies.
I'm gonna say, what kind of fucking lightning bolt?
My apologies. This is 8d6.
Oh dear lord.
Krastar Prime succeeds.
Oh, look at all those ones. Wow. Wow. Okay, so if you succeed, you take half damage. If you failed, you take full damage. So let's see.
It would be a quarter damage,
Yes.
but I'm going to use a reaction and take no damage because of the Shield Master feat.
Okay.
The
So
second Krastar takes 11, though.
So Farplebuck rolls a 10. Do you have anything you want to add on that Farplebuck?
Nah.
Okay, you take 22 points of damage.
Some
Krastar
lightning
uses
storms
Shield Master
coming
and takes nothing. What about Revenant Bill fails and takes 22 points of damage? That's a 7. And, or is a 12. Either way, still fails. And the other Krastar fails as well and takes 22. That's a 5. Okay, so that is the city hazard.
It's 11. He takes 11.
11.
Because
Yeah.
of...
He rolled a 5, takes 11. Okay, that brings us to Krastar Prime. Krastar Prime, go ahead and make that wisdom saving throw for your Dancy Dance.
Dancy Dance. Hold on. Bill is over top my You know what? I'm gonna use inspiration to re-roll that.
Sure.
Oof.
Oof. Okay, so you are still dancing.
Yep.
You are seized with the need to dance.
All right. So here's what's gonna happen. Can I attack it while I'm frightened?
Yes, you can. You cannot willingly move closer to it, but you are already directly on top of it, so that doesn't really do anything. And you have disadvantage, but you already have that from like several other factors right now.
Yeah, but
it cancels with your advantage, so you're still making flat rolls either way.
Yeah. So here we go.
Okay.
So
25 to hit will hit.
that's 12. I'm going to invoke Giant's Might for 1 damage,
Okay.
and I'm going to do the 2d4. This is magical damage.
Okay. Very good.
All right, second attack. Oh, +2 because of the rage.
Okay.
So that's 19 damage.
Yeah,
I
I'm
think.
just doing it one thing at a time as we go, so I got the
Okay.
+2 though.
Okay, second one. 24.
24 does not
hit.
quite hit.
And Krastar, is it a action to pop a potion or a bonus action? I don't remember.
I
Sorry.
think it's
Usually what I do is a bonus action to drink the potion, but an action to feed it to someone else. I will say, since last round, you have had to drop your sword and pull out this other sword. I think that probably took up your object interaction, bonus action situation. So I don't think you can pop it this turn. I think you will be able to next turn with a bonus action. But
Okay, so what's going to happen is this Krastar is going to move over. Well, it's feared. It
Yeah.
can't. Dang it.
so both your
Okay.
Krastars can make their saves versus fear.
Okay, so if I let go of it, does that require an action?
No, I think you can choose to release a grapple just at any point you want. I would think it's like
Okay.
concentration. You can just give up the grapple.
He's gonna release the grapple,
Okay.
and it's probably gonna provoke an opportunity attack, but all well. Krastar is gonna move over next to the other Krastar.
Okay, interesting. All right.
Good idea.
So go ahead.
No, go ahead.
Oh, so this Krastar is going to use an action to feed Krastar Prime a superior healing potion.
Okay, yeah, let it rip.
So how many dice is that?
Fuck if
That
I
is
know.
8d4 plus 8.
There you go. 84 plus 8.
D4 plus 8. So I think I did that wrong.
That's
you rolled
that's gonna be
4d4.
19. Oh yeah, sorry. Yeah.
So roll 4 more d4s.
Okay.
Okay.
So
So 18 plus 8
Plus
is
8.
26.
26.
Yep.
And Krastar 2 is going to bonus action Storm Rune, and Krastar Prime is going to bonus action Second Wind.
Okay.
So I'm going to put that in chat. I think it's 1d10 plus fighter level.
Yes.
So that is a 19.
Okay, so they rolled a 2 plus 17. Don't forget to call out
26
the
and-
rolls, folks.
Yes. Okay. So that's 26 and 19, correct? So that's 35.
Sure. Okay, anything else from Krastars?
No, that's it.
Okay, that brings us to the Tarrasque. It technically is, I guess, still restrained until the end of its turn, right?
Yes.
So it has no choice but to unleash all of its attacks on Bill.
I don't know what's going on.
So it's going to use its frightful presence again. Well, is there anyone who?
I mean, Farkle
No, I guess it doesn't really matter if it uses its frightful presence because you guys either succeeded and are immune or failed and are still frightened. So, yeah. Okay, it makes 5 attacks. One with its bite. This is now at disadvantage because Bill has not had to save versus whatever yet. I don't know what Bill's AC is. This thing might not be able to miss
18.
Bill. Yeah, this thing basically can't miss Bill unless it rolls a natural 1. So, a bite on Bill, that is 25 to hit. Or 21
You know
to
what?
hit.
Screw it. Runic Shield. Re-roll that.
Okay.
well.
Still.
Sorry, Bill.
Oh God, it's
So
fighting
that's
harder.
21. Bill takes 36 points of piercing damage.
Halved. He's raging, right?
Yes, he is raging.
Okay. So and he
18.
he is grappled. So Bill is
Okay.
grappled. This thing makes 2 claw attacks. 1, 2. I've got a 22 and a 23 to hit.
Yeah.
Okay. For 22 slashing damage each, which will be half to 11.
Why did you bring me back?
1 attack with the horns for a 24 to hit.
Yes, the bill gets the horns.
That is 29 points of piercing damage.
Halved to 14.
And you know what? It's biting you and grappling you. You're not as big as the other guy. It can't attack you with its tail while you're in its mouth. So I'm going to say it doesn't get the tail attack. Like, how is it going to smack itself in the face with a tail? Like, it doesn't make any sense. It could do it against the colossal, or the gargantuan Kraz. That made sense, right? Just like whip around and smack it. But you're in his mouth right now. So, okay, that is everything from the Tarrasque. That brings us to Weiss.
Okay, so I control the spiritual weapon with the bonus action, don't I?
Correct.
I'm so sorry for interrupting. Con save for the Tarrasque,
Oh,
please.
yes, thank you. Con save for Tarrasque. It's 22.
That passes. Actually, roll out with disadvantage because of the cloud rune.
Okay, sure. Con save. That was a nat 20. So the
So-
22 will stand.
Okay, yes.
That was actually double nat 20s. Good God. Okay. So that is going to break the restraint. So it is still prone. Okay. Back to you, Weiss.
All right. How is Kraz looking here? I can't really see the bar or whatever.
Praz is 253 out of 326.
Oh, okay. Never mind then. I don't have a magical weapon, so we're going to stand back and use our bonus action to control the spiritual weapon, right?
Sure can.
All right. Let's do that. Roll this bad boy again. If I can find it. I need to add that to my... Hey-oh!
Yo,
31.
there it is. That is a 31. That's a nat 20.
Level 20. Nat 20.
Okay, if you click it, it should automatically roll that damage, though.
It wants me to roll it at what level? Okay, well, hold on just a second. Let me see what I'm looking at.
Well,
I've
it'll be
basically not done
persistent at
anything.
whatever you casted it at. So whatever you marked off when you cast it, whatever level that was, is what level the spell is and will maintain.
Oh, well, so it's got an input value here after I clicked on the damage thing?
Yeah, and that's fine. Just think back to when you first cast the spell. What level did you intend to cast it at?
I clicked on it in the level 2 spot.
Okay, then it's level 2.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, because it'll stay the same level every turn until you... Okay, so that is 16 points of damage. Cool. Okay, and then you still have your action. What do you want to do?
Gosh. Let me see what others... I didn't think... Oh, got it. Gold. Here we go. How far away can we get with that? 120 feet? Let's do that.
You got plenty, right?
Yeah, that hits.
For sure. Okay, let it rip.
Click on that bad boy.
And it's probably asking you level on that as well. Oof. Okay. 22 does not hit.
Okay, can I burn my inspiration?
Sure. I'll allow it. You already have an advantage from it being prone, but fuck it. What do I care?
Oh,
Level
okay.
20, baby.
Yeah, I was just
No,
asking.
go for it.
I
It's level
wasn't-
20. Let's do it. So we'll take the
Keep in
left roll
mind.
of whatever this is.
Yeah. No, wait.
Oh,
left, you
yeah,
said.
21 still doesn't
Dang
make it. Rip. Okay. That is Weiss, yes?
That's it.
Okay. Has this thing taken all of its legendary actions? Did I say that?
I don't
Yeah,
think-
you did. You
yeah.
definitely did.
I like that. Yeah.
It...
I have no idea.
Yeah, it... Okay, what did it try to do? Did it try to bite or did it try to tail with its last legendary action?
It couldn't tail Bill.
Well,
so
that's
it
not
did
the
him.
legendary action.
Thanks, Buns.
It clawed for 26. I think the last thing it did was a claw, so I think it does still have legendary action. It is going to get up from prone for half of its movement. And it is going to move 20 feet. Go. Stomping over towards the big dude that knocked it down because it's mad. And
Lord.
that is its legendary action. Glorp, you're up.
I'm just imagining Weiss staring this giant running towards.
And don't forget, it's dancing the whole time.
Yeah. Oh
Dude.
Lord.
Duke. It's
You
doing
know,
like the
it
cha-cha.
doesn't- It doesn't matter for the sake of it being a one shot, but I feel like Weiss is one of those cats that shows basically no emotion. He's like, well, that's interesting. You know what I mean? Like, I totally get it. It's definitely strange, but more like, oh my.
Another
Does
day in
Bill get an
Waterdeep.
attack of opportunity?
Yes, Bill would get an attack of opportunity.
Wonderful. Bill would actually like to attempt it. Can he make a grapple as his attack of opportunity?
Well,
Bill,
I think
Bill cannot grapple this thing.
I think
I'll just tell
Bill
Grab his
goes
big toe.
with it.
Oh, Bill, yeah, Bill, you are grappled. You go with it.
Oh, okay.
Bill comes with. So technically, no, you don't get an attack of opportunity because it's dragging you.
Bill's
That's right.
just
Yeah, yeah,
In its
screaming
mouth.
in this thing.
So this thing has grabbed Bill in its mouth and is like dancing its way over to you guys while Bill is like, "Ah!" Okay. Oh, no. Glorp, you're up. What you got?
Yeah. Did Bill take his?
He doesn't get an attack of opportunity because he came
he's
with.
being
Just
dragged
along
with
for
it.
the ride.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. First thing Glorp does. Glorp is a magic initiate, baby. Glorp cast Hunter's Mark
Okay, sure.
on this Tarrasque, so he'll get an extra D6 damage against it
Okay.
if he hits it.
Yeah.
So Glorp's going to go for his hit and run.
Very good. I will also say, guys, this combat, just looking at the HP of this thing, is going to take... We're going to finish this combat and call it, and we may have to try to do the other half of this adventure at some point in the nebulous future if we can ever get our schedules to work out and have a weekend where we can do it.
No,
just looking at this thing's
Pixel, I
HP,
don't
there's
think
no
you
way.
Understand? I'm going to end this combat on my turn.
Sure.
Oh my.
With Eldritch Claws, his reach actually expands by 5 feet, so he has 15 feet of reach, or they have 15 feet of reach, which is wild because they are 3 feet tall. So it is literally 5 Glorps worth of length.
Yep.
Lashing out. Most of Glorp's body mass is in the claws. Glorp makes their 3 attacks. Actually, Glorp makes 4 attacks because of haste. So. Oh my god!
Yes.
Yo.
Is that good?
That's a double nat 20 to hit.
Look at all these green numbers popping up. What in the-
That's 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. And then it looks like 2 of those hit. One of those is a crit. So I'll roll 4d6, 2 for Hunter's Mark, 2 for Eldritch Maul.
Okay. So let's see, which one hit? The 12 plus 7 hit, right? So we had a nat 20 for 32 to hit, 12 plus 7 damage. We had a 29 to hit for 10 more damage. Oh,
Hey, Jacob, all of those hit if you cast Hunter's Mark, except for one, because it gives you advantage on your attack rolls.
Oh, does Hunter's Mark give
I
me
don't-
advantage?
I don't think it
Hunter's
does.
Mark gives advantage. I think it just gives
it just
me...
gives you extra damage.
Extra damage.
You
Oh,
have
does it?
7.
Yeah, it just gives me the extra damage and then advantage
11,
on perception
12.
and survival checks.
Yeah, okay.
But actually, I do have something.
I don't know, though, then.
On that 23, Glorp is going to spend some key points
Okay.
to focused aim.
'Cause the
1
two-
key
yeah.
point gets it to 25.
So that does do, we're going to take the left number 9 more damage.
Yes, and then also the extra d6s from Hunter's
Sure.
Mark.
Yeah, go ahead.
And so
go ahead and roll them.
I need to roll 4 more d6s.
Okay.
Dude, Glorp's been messing this thing up.
Okay, so 4, 4, 6, 3.
And then for one of these, just for the fucking hell of it, Glorp's going to hit it with a stunning strike.
Okay. What is that,
so
a
he's
con
gonna-
save?
He's going to spend another key. It has to make a con save against... Let's see, does it say specifically what it is, or is it
It's
his
your
DC?
monk DC, yeah.
So it's 19.
Okay.
Has to make a DC 19 con save.
I think a 24 is going to do it.
Yeah. Unless somebody has something to make it worse. No.
It
what is,
rolled a
a
14.
10?
It rolled a 14 plus 10. So
What is it? What do you? How much less?
It
does
needs to beat a 19. So it needs 19,
19
or
or higher. So it would need to lose 6 off this roll to be under it.
My goodness, I have so many things. I'm sorry. I used my 2. All I have is a 12. Sorry.
All right.
That's fine. No worries. It still took how much damage this
A
round?
bunch.
Matt?
I don't even know. I didn't do it that
Yes.
way. I did it one thing at a
Not
time rather
enough.
than all in a chunk. So
All right, and then
Okay.
Glorp takes the remainder of their movement
okay.
and gets 90 feet away from it.
Okay. Let's see. It has not had a turn yet, so it is out of legendary actions. Farplebuck, you're up.
We flashback.
James, before you do that, Bill has an item that may change your decision. You said you gave it to him.
It is my decision.
Oh,
We
damn
flash back. We flash back to this morning when Farplebuck, a happy little dragon halfling, incredibly rich, very wealthy, seemingly beloved by all, is humming to himself and singing a little tune. Of all the money that e'er I had, I spent it in good company, and of all the harm that e'er I done, alas, it was but none for me. And all I've done for want of wit, to memory now I can't recall. So fill to me the parting glass. Good night and joy be with you all. And he drains the last little brown drop out of his little clay cup. And he is arranged in front of him are many papers and little mechanisms and instruments that he uses in order to attune his senses to predict the future. And he looks down after having written with his eyes closed a short message to himself, as he does every morning. And it simply says, today. And he packs up his things. He looks out the window just as the light begins to creep up over the horizon. Aye, 'tis fine a day as any. There will be clouds tomorrow, but today it's nothing but sunshine. And we snap back to the present. Bill is in the jaws of the demonized Tarrasque, flames licking everywhere, the screams of the helpless victims fleeing the city. Farplebuck looks up, single tear down his silvery, scaly cheek. And he looks back at the two gargantuan Krastars, at the tiny little Glorp, and at the fairly normal-sized Weiss. And he doesn't have time to say anything. But you all know. He takes the Staff of Magi, a powerful relic of eons long past, bristling with arcane power, charged by the dawn light itself. And he looks up at Bill and he says one word, no! And Bill removes the sphere of annihilation and he crushes it in his hand as Farplebuck leaps forward and snaps the Staff of Magi, dealing 16 times 50 of its charges in force damage to every creature within 5 feet of him. If we'd like to do the calculations on that, I believe it is 800 points of force damage.
Okay, wait. So just walk me through
Yes.
how that happens. It's fine. I'm sure you're right. I just want to know mechanically how we arrived at this place.
So,
Also, wait. How does I have a question? How does Bill control a sphere of annihilation?
He doesn't. He just takes it out
How? But how does he take it out?
of a bag of holding.
But he can't move it. Can he move it?
He doesn't need to move it.
But it has to come out of the bag. Does he just upend the bag?
He can make an intelligence check to
I mean, he
activate
could
it.
just upend the bag and everything comes out of it. But like,
Yeah.
I'm gonna say that if he can't move the sphere of annihilation, he can't get it out of the bag. So
Then
I'm gonna leave it up to you.
He's going to use his action to take control of the sphere of annihilation.
Okay.
And
So doesn't that require
an
Does require
intelligence check?
It does.
It sure does. Which, it's a funny thing this morning. I saw a nat 20 coming just my way.
Sure. Okay. Fair
And
enough.
using his nat 20 divination portent roll
Okay.
from this morning, he is going to grant Bill the perfect crit he needs to activate
Okay.
the sphere of annihilation inside of the Tarrasque's mouth while the Staff of Magi
Yeah,
is
I mean, he just
shattered.
pulls it out, right? Like because it just like sits there basically, right? And then you move it, and so there it is in the mouth. And then so walk me through the Staff of the Magi thing.
The Staff of the Magi. This is one of the most complicated magical items I've ever seen.
Yeah, it's bonkers.
It's the dumbest thing, which is why I didn't use it at all, except for now, because there's too many spells, folks. Too many spells. All right. I am using the function called Retributive Strike.
Okay.
As an action, I will break the staff over my knee or against a solid surface, the Tarrasque.
Okay.
The staff is destroyed. it releases its remaining magic, which is a full 50 charges.
Yep.
In a magical explosion that fills a 30-foot radius sphere centered on it, which is
the size of the Tarrasque. I think the 30 feet is the same size as its thing, basically, so that all makes sense. Okay.
There is a 50% chance to instantly travel to a random plane of existence.
So anything in the sphere is going to travel to a random plane of existence, right?
Yes.
Okay.
If that fails, any creature remaining on this plane of existence will take force damage equal to 16 times 50, which is 800 points of force damage. And I will leave this up to you, DM. Whatever the Sphere of Annihilation adds to that, if it's just the 4d10 force that the Sphere of Annihilation does, or if something even wackier happens, it's up to you.
Sure, yeah. So let's go ahead and roll the 50% chances. Let's start with that. So you, Bill, and the Tarrasque will all roll a d100, and it says you have a 50% chance. So I'm going to say on a 50 or higher, you are transported somewhere. On a 50 or a 49 or lower, you remain and take the damage.
That's Farplebuck.
Farplebuck is 12, so Farplebuck will remain and take the damage.
Next is Bill.
Next is Bill.
Honestly,
that's a 68 for Bill.
He lives.
All right, and I will roll for the Tarrasque. Okay, the Tarrasque takes the damage. Okay, all right, and then it takes 16 times 50. You said
16 times 50, which is 800.
Okay,
and let's please do not forget the Sphere of Annihilation,
right, with the Sphere of Annihilation,
which is still inside its mouth.
Which is still inside its mouth. I think I'm going to leave it to just the 4d10. So go ahead and roll me the 4d10 for the Sphere of Annihilation. Plus, so it's 817 damage. Okay.
That's all I could do. I'm sorry.
Okay, so this thing is at negative 402 hit points. And I think because it's a monster and there's a Sphere of Annihilation in its mouth, I think, this thing explodes. There is a massive magical explosion. Farplebuck and the creature both, because they remain on this plane of existence, they die, and then their bodies are annihilated by the Sphere of Annihilation. So Farplebuck and everything that he has on him, as if it's not of artifact level, is now gone. Bill, go ahead. Sorry.
That was my follow-up question. Can you please tell me what happened?
Yeah.
Oh man.
There's what? 1, 2, 3, 4,
guys.
5, 6, 7, 8, 9,
Farplebuck,
10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16.
I love how you had this whole theatrical thing just on the spot of you woke 16, up this morning and just knew.
17, 18, 19, 20.
Why do you think he was celebrating so hard at the yawning portal, guys? You don't do keg stands unless you know something's coming.
Okay.
Don't do keg stands at 8 o'clock in the morning unless you know.
I am gonna roll. I'm gonna roll a random. It doesn't. The thing that's annoying is it doesn't give me a table to roll on for random planes. So that is kind of annoying. Random planes table GN binder. Thank you. Okay, Bill, roll me a D100.
Oh goodness.
Oh boy.
What's going on?
73. Okay, Bill, with a 73.
Oh no.
Bill ends up in limbo.
Oh no, Bill,
So-
I'm so sorry.
The realm of chaos.
No, yeah. So, Bill ends up in limbo. So as this thing explodes, Bill ends up in the outer plane of ever-changing chaos, limbo. Yeah. So I think
comes.
Go ahead.
Go
Sorry.
ahead. Oh, well, Bill comes back as a BBEG in a campaign later.
Yeah. And so Bill ends up. We don't know what happens to Bill exactly, but Bill ends up in limbo. I'm not going to show you. We'll find out later. I think.
Bill is in a plane full of cognitive dissonance.
Yes.
Literally everything in Limbo is cognitive dissonance.
So Bill's going to be right at home. This is probably the most comfortable Bill's ever felt.
That's probably true.
And so there's this massive explosion. The rest of these level 20 heroes watch as their friend Farplebuck annihilates himself to kill this Tarrasque. And all throughout the city, all of your allies begin to finally take down their Tarrasques. Nope, wrong thing. Sorry, there we go.
Of all the comrades that e'er I had, they're sorry for my going away. And all the sweethearts that e'er I had, they'd wish me one more day to stay.
Yeah.
But since it fell into my lot that I should rise and you should not, I'll gently rise and softly call, good night and joy be with you all.
Wait a second. I had 3 uses of Indomitable.
God damn it.
Next session.
So, to wrap that up, as you watch as Farplebuck is exploded in a and it's not just fire, it's like a kaleidoscope of magical energy. Every color of every chroma, every shade and tint, all at once just existing in this 30-foot sphere that annihilates that entire building and leaves a crater in the ground, and then all of that energy is just like slurped and sucked into the sphere of annihilation. You watch as Bill, when the wave hits, just like you see his body just like zoom, 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 like exist in sort of a quantum state of every plane at once before disappearing. You notice that Bill does not get sucked into the orb. Your two friends, or your friend and the monster are gone. And you stand there as the others finish their work. Vajra Safar, Davil Starsong, and Savra from the Order of the Gauntlet have all defeated their own Tarrasques, though not as quickly or with as few casualties as the rest of you. However, you stand there staring up. The portal remains. Beyond it, you can see a white tower rising into an alien sky. The sky is blood red, setting over barren wastelands in this sort of caldera. And you can see atop this tower a purple flame. And you see hundreds more Tarrasques. And that, my friends, is where we are going to leave this. We did not quite finish the adventure. We do have another part of this where maybe you guys will go into that portal and maybe you will deal with more Tarrasques and the Archmage that sent them here. But today, we have ended this combat. Farplebuck is gone. Bill has been blasted into another plane of existence. And the rest of you will be left to deal with the consequences whenever we can get ourselves back together to do another session. So thanks for hanging out. Sorry for the super long session, guys. And if someone will go look for somebody to raid for us, we are going to do our usual sign off. So Vincent Page, if you would let them know who you are, where they can find you.
Right after I mentioned that all I did this entire game, folks, was summon a Celestial and smack the Tesseract one time with a spiritual weapon, which was amazing. So no, I did not kill anybody. Omega, kiss my butt. Anyway, I am Vincent Page. You guys can find me on Twitch at Vincent Page. And this was fun. I look forward to next week where you will see me here on Ages of Ainor playing Ash, Fireforge, and Cursed Strahd, which I'm very excited for.
Yeah, I do apologize that we sort of stuck you and then you didn't really get in there to be able to do much. I'm probably going to handle that differently, but
I'm going to be honest. I wasn't prepared and this worked perfect for me.
didn't have to do that much anyway. Okay. Beast.
I have been Farplebuck Sticky Splits. It's been a true joy, our friends. You filled your parting glass. You've drank every drop. Good night and joy be with you all. I've been Beast. Thank you for being silly with us on the internet. I'd love to see you again. Have a good night.
Excellent. Very much. Thank you. And Jacob.
Hi, I'm Jacob. I played Glorp, the Gelatinous Wrath. And I got really excited because I dealt 69 damage in that last round. But then my best friend blew themselves up. So super happy to be here. Always love playing in these games. And hopefully I'll be back around for the finale of this little duo adventure.
Huzzah. Yeah, often, as they often do, one shots very frequently turn into two shots. That's just sort of the way it goes, folks. Daniel.
Yeah, I just want to say that I'm Daniel, and I took the most damage from the Tarrasques out of anybody.
Yeah, you had 3. You have like more than triple of like anybody else's hit points.
So,
and you're a
like,
barbarian, right?
Raging,
And there were two of them.
raging.
And there were 2 of them.
Yes, so raging. That's about 600 something HP.
Yeah.
And if that Tarrasque didn't have a plus 19, I don't think you were gonna hit.
Yeah, that plus 19 is nasty. That thing is crazy. Anyway, folks, hi guys. My name is Pixel. I have been your humble level 20 dungeon master today. Sorry for all of the like bogging down in the rules, but hey, that's level 20 D&D for you, baby. All kinds of crazy shit happens. So, hope you enjoyed that. I hope maybe after watching this, I don't know if level 20 D&D is more intimidating or less intimidating, but we did it. You can now say that you've all witnessed 4 hours of level 20 Dungeons and Dragons happen in front of your face. It's crazy. Thank you to all the players tonight for taking this on. I know level 20 characters are intimidating, and especially when you haven't played them, from level 1, and you have all these magic items and all these abilities. You guys did a great job, and I appreciate it very much. What a night. So I'm Pixel. I am the main dungeon master here at Ages of Ainor. I also run the Ages of Ainor Discord, where if you like Dungeons & Dragons, you like what we do, you think that we have a fun time, there are a whole bunch of other DMs, including myself, and we run games over there. Come join us. The Discord link is in the Twitch chat, !Discord, or it will be in the doobly-doo of our link tree here on the YouTube stuff. If you're watching the podcast, I think our link tree is probably on that page somewhere. You can find us if you really want to, and then you can come play D&D with us if you like. It's a great time. I also play games on the internet here. I stream on Twitch at twitch.tv/hammerandpixel, where we talk about other stuff that's too spicy for me to talk about on the D&D streams. And that's a fun time. We play all kinds of games, and it's a lot of fun. Did anyone find somebody for us to raid? Now that I've done this 90-year spiel that I do.
I know. Let's raid Vincent Page.
Triple ain't live. He's
Currently not live. I am live, just not live. I'm
anybody?
confused.
Anybody got anybody?
Bonus mom?
She's not live either.
Yeah, let's see who's live in the D&D stuff.
You have all failed me. I requested this specifically. Now, I'm just giving you a hard time.
First off,
Raid
Let's
Ages
see.
of Ainor.
Hardy dog. Okay, there's some other D&D folks who are live. We could raid Nookrium, Firecrow. Those guys are playing Dungeons and Dragons, as well as Long Lost Lore is playing some kind of tabletop game. I don't know which one. It is
I've
a
been up
horror
since
game,
3 a.m.
so I don't know what that is.
here's somebody doing the Curse of Strahd. They're in the Death House.
Cool, let's do it. Who are they?
Hold on, I'll grab you the link real quick and I'll post it in chat. Make it easy on you.
Very good. Let's do a D&D. Awesome. You guys know the Death House. Let them know what. Don't spoil anything, but let them know what they're in for.
Do not let them
Spoil
know
it.
that their brother's going to die in the Death House.
Their brother
That'd
is
be a
going to die in the
terrible-
Death House. Their twin brother, who they've loved
Twin brother.
since they were stolen as a baby. And neither of them are definitely fake. No, I'm just kidding. Cool. I want to just give it 1 second and pop in and actually watch these guys for just a moment.
Yeah,
So we
totally
know
cool.
what we're getting in here, folks. But it is AGF Arsenal, friends. Let's hit them with the.
Do you have a raid command?
I'll get it ready, but. Bloop. Okay, there we go. We'll hit them with that, and I'm gonna just Hang on 1 second, folks. Okay, yeah, it seems fine. Okay, yeah, everything seems fine over there. So we're gonna go ahead and hit them with that raid. This is AGF Arsenal. And go ahead and show those guys some love. And I'm gonna pop over and do our outro real quick, and then we'll send you guys that way. So it's gonna be about 3 minutes of song, and then we'll send you out. So thanks for watching, and remember to just be kind to yourself and other people, because I love you, and you should too. Okay, thanks everybody. Bye. Let me tell a tale of a world where heroes walk among us, fighting through the darkness left by monsters and by selfish men. A tale of glory rents asunder, sacrifice and battles lost. Our heroes know not what awaits them, and still they carry on. Let me sing a song of a family forged by trials and woe. On their own they falter, but together